Scenes.
Hello.
Hello, Ian.
We're coming to you live. Hello, Graham. We're coming to you live, but not live-ish, because
Yes.
we're live now from the new scene zone.
The scene zone, yes,
We're
I like
in the
this.
scene zone.
We're in the scene zone right now.
I'm like the guy from Seinfeld, Jerry. I'm shifting into scenes mode.
What's going on in there?
What's going on in there? Hello guys. We are in the new zone, the new settled
Yes.
scenes recording zone.
There's a table for the first time.
There's a table. We look at that. We can have props. We can have things.
We can.
We should have like
yeah.
a screen or something. I mean, we do have a
Yes.
screen, but we can't see that one now. Yeah, we're finally settled. We're back to
Yes.
doing good old-fashioned proper scenes.
You know how it is. The Rambler continue.
The ramble will continue. We did the Game Awards 2024,
We did.
and we were just sat on a couch.
Had a gay old time.
Like, whoa,
Well, like it was,
gay?
It was a good, yeah, like happy. It was a gay old time.
Well, it was a little gay. No. I don't know if we were like gay or if we were also Statler and Waldorf.
Potentially.
I
I think that is our future.
I definitely think I laugh occasionally, like oh. And yeah, we're all happy. We're beaming because we're in the fun new space. We're all set up and we're here to talk, Graham.
We're here to talk to you about things that happened since the Game Awards.
Since the Game
And
Awards,
things we've done since then.
things we've done since then.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, glad you said that, because I was going to make the joke I made before recording about like, we're here to talk about things. For example, the murder of the 80th
Yes.
CEO by Luigi Maggiore.
Current events.
But like you were like, oh, things we
world.
did, and I'm like, well, I can't say that legally. I can't
Legally,
say
no.
that. Like if the FBI are
Listen,
listening,
that would throw a wrench into the
I've
plans.
got no opinions about it. Well, I do, but you know. Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple of things of note. There's two big ones though. We want to keep it lean and mean because we also have other things going on.
True.
We have now both seen Wicked.
We have now both seen Wicked.
Yes,
One of the movies of the year.
it's definitely a movie of all time.
It was one to watch out
It
for
was definitely.
going into the year.
Why are you talking like a promotional ad you'll get in a cinema for films?
I don't
You're
know.
like one to watch out for this year's Wicked.
Coming soon
You
to your
know,
eyes.
Have you seen Gladiator 2? Like, which we also have.
Of course.
It was good.
Good time, yeah.
We also feel the need to talk
We
about
feel the need for speed.
the need for speed. Graham, do us a favour.
The urge.
Graham,
Bro, Ewan,
look up.
look up. Oh my
It's a
god.
light bulb. My fucking eyes.
Shit.
My fucking eyeballs. Ow. Yes, the Superman trailer came out.
Superman, a DC Studios film.
James Gunn's DC Studios, The Superman.
Yes, the second thing to come out from this universe.
Yeah, you know. Are you keeping up with Creature Commandos, Graham?
I've not seen it. No.
I heard it's good.
Me too.
This is
I
like-
heard it's a good time at the
This
movies.
is the endless fucking curse of being someone like us. Is that it's just like a series of things you watch and go, that was alright,
That
and
was
then things you
alright.
don't watch and go, someone told me that was alright.
Until you go on Twitter
Then you
and
watch
everyone.
Joker 2 and then you're like, that
Well-
was fucking shite. So
Well, some people say it's peak. Some people say misunderstood masterpiece. Some people
are these people in the room right now?
they're not, but
You know?
there are people that I don't know.
It's like
I don't
this
know.
is that meme with the wizard with his orb, but it's not the ponder one. It's the one where it's like fucking like Todd Phillips summoning 17 million unnamed Joker 2 fans. But yeah, I mean, you're right. When I go on Twitter, I don't even think you do go on Twitter, but
I do.
you're a sort of a free agent. You use social media
I'm
as it was
roaming.
intended, as God intended. And
God intended.
I'm going on there and I'm just having opinions and I'm going at other people's opinions and I'm like, whoa, I
Like,
got
hey.
opinions about that.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, Christ. Aye. So we're actually going to start with the Superman trailer because it's just
Because-
a quick reaction.
Yeah. Why not begin?
And, you know, I read a comment that said you can tell it's a James Gunn movie because the yellows and the blues are absolutely blown out.
Like, look bad or look good?
Well, okay, I think they're meaning bad. I actually really like I think the trailer was cool. I think the trailer was
I
pog.
like the trailer, man.
It was
I do
interesting.
think it looks like darker than it should. It looks like a
Like,
lot dimmer than I thought it would.
saw someone that took a picture like when you see inside the Daily Bugle and you see like Daily Planet.
Yeah,
Whoop.
that was close.
And you see like Perry and Cat Grant and that, and they said oh look, colour grading a superhero film. I'm like, first of all, fuck off. Like,
Damn.
shut up. Second of all, this is not the film to make that claim about. But I don't think it looks bad. There is a couple of shots where you're like, James, it's a bit blue. Like it's a bit shadowy and blue. You should maybe crank that a wee bit.
Yeah.
But that's just a thing that I can't help but notice.
Aye.
But I've watched much worse colour graded things and enjoyed them more.
Right.
So I'm not going to use it as a point of complaint. I just yes, internet, I see you. I don't like talking about colour grading anymore because of the Wicked.
Right.
Because everybody complains about that colour grading, and I'm like, are you fucking blind? Like, what are you talking about? So I just think it's funny, but
Okay.
yeah, the trailer was quite good. I think Big Dave looks great
Big Dave
as Superman specifically.
as Man of Super.
I think it's upsetting that those leaked images were real and that Clark Kent has this fuck off like weird like 12-year-old like TikTok Rizzler boomer haircut.
Ah, man, I think it looks fine.
I think I will say it's one of the first times that Clark Kent does look so fundamentally different from Superman that I can actually understand people not doing the difference.
W. Lost
Like,
nose.
I'm like, how does Superman? I used to say a wig. Like, does he fucking? How does he do that with his hair?
He flattens it with his hand
Oh my God.
in the phone booth.
It's like fully just like loop. That was quite fucking funny actually. Do you know what actually I really like? Is Rachel as Lois Lane.
Bro, she's
She
in
had
it.
the unmatched swagger of Lois Lane in that fucking trailer. She was
Lois
fucking
Lane
walking about.
has to be that.
She was big in there.
Yeah.
Nicholas Hoult
Is him.
is him a wee bit, but I'm upset because there's this meme guy going around that's bald. Have you ever seen the fucking meme of like the bald guy screaming about my students are all morons?
No.
You ever seen Cocky Want Boing Boing?
No.
Okay, right. There's this bald guy who keeps doing weird shit, and one of them's a Twitter post, and he's on Twitter, and he's at the ocean. It says something like, where are all the hoes at? Cocky Want Boing Boing.
Bro.
It's awful. Right, you get it, it's awful. But the problem is, Nicholas Hoult looks exactly like him in this trailer.
Damn.
So
poor
I
guy.
can't look at it.
Guy is so mad as well.
I'm keen. I'm like, oh
I'm
God,
keen.
I need this guy, Max or something his name is, to get out of like the public sphere. So I can
leave,
like look
please.
at this as like Lex
Goodbye.
Luthor.
Agent 47.
Agent 47, he is a bit like him actually as well, to be fair. I mean, it's weird though. I feel like I didn't, maybe this is good, but I didn't get enough from the trailer to maybe form full opinions. It was just a series of shots of things like there's Superman, he's cool. There's Lois Lane, she's cool. Crypto's cool.
I don't even think it was more thematic. It was just like, here is what it is. I'll show
it was
you.
more like
Just want you to see it.
The vibe. It's like, okay, it's Superman. He's going to be going through some stuff, but he's going to fucking fight for a better tomorrow.
Yeah. I feel we could have waited a bit longer. I'm not going to lie to you.
You think?
Because I don't think, for instance, you would be thinking, like, Super Bowl trailer, like, it's going to have one. I don't think it will have one now, because I think Fantastic Four has a Super Bowl trailer.
Yeah.
And, like, that would have been, like, Clash of the Titans a wee bit if they'd saved it for that.
When does Superman come out?
June 11th. What is it?
Early,
It's June or July 11th.
Yeah, maybe they should have saved that a wee bit.
Fantastic Four's June as well, right?
Yes. I can't remember. I think they might have moved it so they're not the same day anymore, but
They're one of the J
close.
months. Both of them are.
June or July.
So I think like
August.
what's that? February to March to April to May to June. That's 5 months. You've got like the marketing push.
When is the Super Bowl?
February.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah,
I thought they maybe saved something for that. But with this, like it's like 2 minutes.
It's
a long trailer.
It's a long trailer.
So I don't think
for
they
like
have
a vibe
like
trailer.
I don't think they have another trailer till after February. I guess I don't know. I could be spending.
Yeah,
madness,
I think
obviously.
that there would be like a pure TV spot at the Super Bowl, but it's not like a full trailer. And the problem is, I feel like they would have to do it out of obligation. I feel like they can't not have one now because unless they really just want to like put up their hands and go, yep, they're going to do Fantastic Four. We're just not going to touch that.
I guess, but then it's like Superman's been done longer. I don't know who had the spot first. I feel like DC had the spot first before they were like, we're doing Fantastic Four here. It could have been like.
I believe you're right because Marvel's ones have been moving about so fucking much.
But it could have been like
But
passing
did
ships.
Superman not get delayed? Like a fucking half a year or something weird.
Well, I don't know because all the actors strike were happening when they were trying to do it.
Yeah,
the Fantastic Four was like, I don't know. I know they had Matt Shackman in, but I don't think they had like scripts done, so they couldn't even write the movie. I don't think then.
Right. Yeah.
Or at least they had a bit of it. Maybe I don't know. But they only shot that this year.
That's true.
So maybe they haven't, because I'm trying to think like, why haven't we seen that then? If like we're seeing Superman now, even though they're coming out around at the same time. But it's maybe just because like they've finished it like a month ago and we don't have a full trailer ready yet. And people have seen it, like the mad concept thing that they saw like D23 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But it could just be that they're just marketing strategies different.
Well, I was about to say, but
it's not like this is the marketing push now. It's like it's just it's happening again. Thank you.
I guess
Remember,
maybe they want to build up Superman a bit longer term because it's like such a big deal for like DC. This is like the relaunch.
This. They have to put like I don't know what the budget is, but they have to match the budget for the marketing probably because it has to be that good.
Well, yeah. And I was going to say, like, do you think if this trailer's out now, do you think you could be getting this trailer in cinemas for Christmas?
Probably.
Do you think we'll see a trailer for Superman tonight when we go to see Kraven the Hunter, Graham?
Maybe. I don't know, but I think. Well, actually, I don't think. Like realistically, it has to be the best movie ever, right? But
No, it just has to be good.
no, like I see what you're saying there. Like it.
We have to
It's
come on
not
this
gonna-
podcast and
yeah.
go, we just saw Superman. It was alright, aye.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be bad.
I don't think it'll be
To be
bad either.
honest.
No, I don't think it could be worse than what came before, really.
I think the worst this movie could be is like it was fine.
Forgettable.
Yeah,
That's the
I
worst this
don't
movie
want
can
that
be.
to happen. I think that. Oh shit, where was I going with that? I think that if it's not gonna tank the endeavour if it's good or okay, because everything's already like in motion. I think
Yeah, I
it
suppose.
would just be like I think it would be like we're climbing Everest, right, and we get like halfway there when the movie releases, and we could either shoot up to the top or we could like go down halfway again and have to build up.
But here's the thing, like, surely DC would know we can't do that again. We've already done this.
No, but like
We've already forgone visions and fucked everything up.
yes, but I think when Justice League came out, they were climbing Everest again, and they were like I don't know 30% of the way there because Wonder Woman got them there, right?
Yeah.
And then they went like negative percent.
Then they thought they were
Yeah,
climbing up,
yeah.
and then they looked and they're like, "Fuck,
Aye.
we're just back at back at base camp again." Like,
So that tanked it so hard. I think this has got goodwill going. Like I think we're already like 60% of the way up the mountain,
yeah,
and when this comes out, it can either go all the way to the top or we can go to like 30. But then like Supergirl comes out or like whatever the next one is comes out.
fucking
And
Clayface. But no, that's part of the universe. so-
aye, well,
Well,
and it wouldn't end it, but it'd be a lot harder to then like build the momentum. I think like if this
Yeah.
gets us all the way to the top, the next one's like also doing great. It's like when the MCU was like peak, it was like Captain Marvel just made a million because it was like between the two. Like they had to
Yeah.
go see it, and it didn't
Yeah.
matter even before that. It doesn't have to be Captain Marvel as an example, but like everything came out, you just had to go and see it. You just went to see it, not because you felt you had to go see it, just because it was out and like you knew it would probably be okay or good at least.
mhm.
And that's probably what they need to get to. So like
Yeah,
it has to be,
reliability.
it has to be like an 8 realistically.
Aye. 7
like,
out of 8.
fully
I would even take a 7 with just
Aye.
a couple of moments where I go, but I really did pog it like this bit. I really did pog it
Aye.
that bit.
It has to be. I think James Gunn's movies are quite rewatchable, but it has to be like really rewatchable. I think. Like I think
Yeah,
you need
yeah.
to want to go see it 2 or 3 times.
Did you see he said that it's not as particularly funny as these others? And I know you might be like, well, obviously, because
Mhm.
Superman's not the Guardians, but like, I guess I'm interested to see how this style will feel compared to both Guardians
Right.
and other superhero movies,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like we've not really like
Not
it's-
seen a serious James Gunn.
well, not this middle. Like, obviously, you've either
Right.
get like Guardians or all the way to the adult comedy with like the one with Rainn Wilson and that. What's the one I'm thinking of? Is it called Super? You might not even know it.
Super 8.
No, Super 8's J.J.
The-
Abrams. That's the
yeah.
one with the aliens and the kids.
The
I fucking
one
love that movie,
where-
by the way. Whenever I talk about J.J. Abrams, I'm like, I hate the guy
Like
for
Super
Rise of Skywalker.
Damn.
I actually really like Super 8.
I've not seen it.
But
To my
I
shame.
think, I can't remember.
Yeah,
but the
they
point
like
is-
dress up as superheroes and they film it, right? Kind of thing.
I think so,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I know the movie you're talking about.
I'm almost worried I'm not even talking about James Gunn at that point, but you seem to roughly give it. Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed there. We'll go that one. That's
Okay.
one that's James Gunn.
Right.
And then the other side, you've got like Slither.
Right.
Although I'm pretty sure Slither's got comedy in it, but like, you know what I mean? Like, this is James Gunn trying to be like what I think that kind of they should approach Superman like,
Right.
which is not like Zack Snyder's God worship, but like
Mhm.
just
Certainly a
suitable
take.
gravitas. Of
Right.
like, this guy is like powerful,
Uh-huh.
but this guy is full of love.
Uh-huh.
And this guy is like, he's a little bit funny. He's a little bit like, he's like everyone's dad a wee bit.
Right, yeah.
And he just really loves everyone. And he's just
He's
going to try his
just-
best in the face of it all.
He's just a nice southern boy.
He's just a nice son. He's a
from
good southern boy.
Kansas.
He was just raised right, you know, to love and respect else.
Man,
So
pa. I think, yeah, like, I think all of his serious moments in Guardians, for example, is really good. And
What's true.
three's obviously really effective in that.
I think it's because for a thing like this,
Mm-hmm.
like James Gunn, I wouldn't have then went to James Gunn for the style.
Right.
Like if you were telling me we're going to do a new Superman,
Mhm.
and I'm like, what director are we going to get or not, I wouldn't have said James Gunn.
Right.
But obviously James Gunn's the one that's like in charge of DC, and he's probably
Uh-huh.
like, right, I'm going to do it because I actually have the fucking vision here.
Well, I
which
think
is-
it's that.
If he's got good vision, because he seems to have
Mhm.
drive and commitment to it, which is a big, I think I really appreciate right now, especially, and I'm just plugging this as well, because also, right before recording, me and Rebecca just got back from seeing a complete sidebender, Sonic the Hedgehog 3,
Oh my.
which, if I can say one thing about that movie right now,
Pop
I'll
off.
talk about Sonic more probably at the yearly end roundup,
Mhm.
but if I can talk about one thing, it's that it's clear that the director of that movie, Jeff Fowler, is like really committed to the source material and like the sort of stuff that matters.
Right.
So even though there's times in that movie where I'm a bit like, oh, this is too childish, this isn't like my favourite thing in some regards, it's actually fucking peak, because at the end of the day it comes back around to like hitting the beats it needs to hit. Like,
Right.
okay, I expect you to do this, this and this, or like Shadow and like fucking like Gerald Robotnik, for example, and they do pretty much the majority of things I wanted. Not
Right.
everything, but then at the same time, I described it in Letterboxd as like, you just are fine with some of the not as funny comedy or some of the bit which you don't like, because they're so committed to delivering on the emotional and like story side of things.
Right.
And I feel fulfilled as a result of that.
Okay.
Which is kind of what I want to be like this. I'm like, James
Right,
Gunn
yeah.
has a strong enough vision, a strong enough passion, where like if they can just deliver a formed character, that's what I need this movie to do.
Right.
It needs to deliver a fully formed, believable and lovable character. Because you think about like the Snyderverse, there was a lot of like people struggling at the start with that. Like, again, Man of Steel even is obviously one of the better ones, but he had so many people just been like, this is a miserable Superman. He fucking snaps dog neck.
True.
He's not like the Superman I want. They need to deliver a fully formed vision out the gate that folk can just go, cool, that is just Superman, and he's cool, and he's tough, and he fucking loves people, and he fights the baddies. I'm sure people find things to like meme about.
Right, yeah.
That hair doing Clark Kent, I'm going to go off about it forever. But you know what I mean? Like, the difference between that, like a couple of little jokes based on the movie versus like fundamentally shaping opinions about a character going forward.
Right. I think he could do that.
I think he could. I think, honestly, the plot of this movie could be fuck all nothing, but I believe he can portray the characters correctly.
Right.
If that makes sense.
I think so. I think a lot of the, like you're saying, he's obviously like king fucking dickhead in charge, whatever, right? Don't know why I went for that, right?
King dickhead.
Yeah, whatever.
Forget
He's the guy.
Are you guys a
sorry.
Snyder fan? So he sat there like, fucking, I hope this movie
Let me
fails.
retract that statement. He's the guy in charge, right?
He's the guy in the chair.
Aye. So I think a lot of it was, I'm going to do Superman because I don't know when I'll get the chance again.
No.
But he seems quite he seems to hold himself in quite a good restraint when it comes to like, I'm not just doing like all the movies. Like, he seems to be like, I'm picking people to do it. So I think Superman 2 might not be him.
Okay, yeah, that's
For
completely
instance.
possible.
I think the only struggle I see the film facing is that there's maybe too many characters.
Oh, yeah.
But he's okay with groups. Like,
Oh,
Guardians is obviously group focused.
Yeah.
So like, just changing the focus to one Superman, I don't know if it's gonna like how that's gonna feel. But he's obviously got like the Justice Society, and then he's got Mr. Terrific happening.
He
He's
said
got the
also,
Authority, which we've not seen.
The whole villain setup and the hero setup is confusing. He said that this is essentially in media res. Superman's been about.
Yeah, like we'll just jump in here.
Yeah, we're not doing year one. This
Which is like I guess
not year
fine.
zero.
I mean, understandable for say Batman or Spider-Man. Like, we've seen them origin 5 times.
Yeah, I feel like.
But
yeah,
for like a
Superman's-
universe like Superman, everyone knows that as well. I guess.
suppose,
and
yeah.
I'd imagine the start of this movie, if we're aping All-Star Superman like we think we are, we're just gonna do the Grant Morrison. Like, there's 4 panels and it just tells the story of the origin.
Yeah,
like, that's
do you know
probably
what?
how we're
They
doing it.
probably could do that. Like, even though it's happened a million times, like fucking Batman versus Superman, like just they're in an alley, they got shot at the perils. Like,
Yeah, like,
the
I
thing
think
about
that's probably
Batman
happening.
and Spider-Man is we've seen it that many times.
Yeah.
I feel like with Superman, we've not seen it a lot, but we know. If anything, if this was an origin movie, this could threaten to become that, like, one time too many.
Right,
Do you
yeah,
know
I
what mean?
see that. But
Like-
the difference is obviously it's not just Superman. Like,
Yes, yeah.
there's a Hawk Girl, there's
Hawk
a Green
Girl,
Lantern.
Metamorpho,
Yup.
Nathan Fillion in the most fuck-ass wig I've ever seen in a fucking
Yes,
piece of
they've
media.
got-
And I know I just went off about the fucking
Yeah.
Clark Kent one, but the problem is that it's just how he looks.
I know.
Guy Gardner looks like that.
I love it.
And I initially thought that Nathan Fillion was too old and too wrong, but then I was looking at panels of Guy
Bro's
Gardner, and
perfect.
yeah, Guy Gardner's like, he's not old, but he's like, he's fucking chiseled and not like ripped chiseled. Like,
He's
he's
been
just
through it.
he's grumpy and he's got
Yeah.
these like fucking folds on his face, and he's got this fucked up little ginger mop top, and I think he actually might be quite good. The costume I think is abhorrent, but I'll
I've not seen a
reserve
lot of it.
judgment. There is.
Mr. Terrific, for example, I only know him from the Arrowverse, so I don't even know if that's. I mean, the origin's
That's
probably not correct.
I was going to say that's
So-
such a weird way to look at it as well. And to be
I
fair,
mean,
my
we might-
major thing with him is that.
Right, well, we might come back to it later. He's probably not getting a solo movie, but who knows in this
I
world?
was going to say.
Mr. Terrific might get a solo movie these days.
Partly, Nathan Fillion's coming back for the Lantern show.
Right, well, that makes sense.
Well, it does
You
make
know.
sense, but it's a bit like maybe he's just sowing the seeds here. Or I don't know whether
Yeah.
they're sowing the seeds or if James Gunn maybe is envisioning this universe like a, I mean, like how this peak level of MCU where we're at the now, where there is just so many things happening. Like,
Maybe.
oh yeah, obviously Hot Girl and Mr. Terrific and Metamorpho would be there because there's just superheroes about. We talk about like,
Right, yeah.
you know, like the Batman movie happens and like fucking like hundreds might just pop in
Yeah.
and like fucking I don't know,
Fucking Dick's out in the corner.
Red Tornado, Dick.
Oh, Dick? Grayson?
I'm proud of you, Dick.
Yes.
Richard Grayson.
Um,
But yeah, you say he might not get a solo movie, but either he could, because maybe that's the universe world, or if he just wants to build such a cohesive universe where it's like we don't need to ask why isn't XYZ doing anything, because
Yeah.
they're about like, okay, well in the Superman movie, like a contingency of Justice Society people got involved, so it's like, well, people are about.
Yeah.
What they get their shit rocked? What the fuck is Metamorpho going to get up to? I don't know who that guy even is,
yeah.
but like he's there. I don't.
He's doing shit.
Allegedly, that's the weird guy, the white sort of
Yeah.
blobby guy. I don't know.
I don't
Looks
know.
weird to me.
I do not know.
I do like the way Hot Girl looks, and I
Yes.
really like
I
everything
really like her.
surrounding Mr. Terrific, because
Mm.
I sort of looked. I have a rougher idea of Mr. Terrific than you do.
Right.
Beyond just Arrow, but it's mostly Arrow. And I do really like Mr. Terrific, and
Okay.
I think he looks tremendous. I think they've got the look down pat.
Bro's a savage in Strange Adventures. All I'm saying.
Bro, I need to fucking read Stranger Things. Actually, that's insane that I've not read that one yet. But that's, I mean, he's just such a, he's cool, but he's smart, and he does like weird things. He's like fucking the T-balls and shit
Bro's
like
got
that.
the T-balls. Fair play.
So fair play, bro. That I wish I could rock that jacket. You kidding me? That's why I'm about like, these are cool people to maybe be here doing cool things. I guess it's just like sort of what are they doing here and what's their function.
I think
And
this
then
is like the purpose generally of the trailers. Like we've got them talking about it now.
Yeah, like
It's out there
who
now.
Who are all these people and what they're doing?
It's
And
no
that-
longer just set leaks. It's like you can see them with some level of context.
Yeah, like fucking what's Nathan's Valley looking smug about? Like what's Mr. Terrific doing with like the fucking, well, who's the government that are getting shot?
Aye.
Because this looks back to the villains. So Lex Luthor is obviously Lex Luthor. He has to be. He has to
He's
get all
doing
involved.
shit.
But then just on their side are like the fucking authority and like the fucking the big guy in the black suit, which I can't really say much about because of set leaks. But he's also like an enigma based on the leaks what I've been told. We've even seen like Frank Grillo as like a live action version
Yeah.
of his character from Creature Commandos
Yeah.
kicking about, and apparently he's going to be in other things like in Peacemaker.
Yes. Well, all of the they said this when they launched it. Like everyone is going to be everyone.
Yeah,
across,
it's like these
cross
people
media,
would come in
basically.
and out, which it's just it's like what are these people's functions and what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel that the idea I'm at least having immediately that would make sense to me is that like the authority, or at least the engineer who's the member of the authority that's in the movie,
Right.
and whatever the big fucking Hulk monster black suit guy is, and Frank Grillo, they're just essentially like goons in a degree. I feel like Lex Luthor is essentially going to turn things against Superman.
Right.
And that's why he's going to be fighting like the government, and I presume these guys are government adjacent. Like Creature
Right.
Commandos is essentially like, hey,
A wing of the government.
well, I think their basis is we couldn't do Suicide Squad anymore. Also, sorry, quick aside, they canonized James Gunn's Suicide Squad in Creature Commandos.
Just makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, I love that though. I love like my movie was good. I'll take that.
Take that with me.
So they say like, oh, well, like they shut down Task Force X after like Project Starfish, Corto Maltese. And Weasel's like one of the only survivors. But we're just going to do a different one now, which is we're going to use you monster people because you're even more fucked up and strange.
Absolutely.
Like, you can fucking Bride of Frankenstein, you get like a fish alien. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So they're obviously government adjacent. They're like Amanda Waller type. So in my head, I'm like, right, well, if they're there, there must be representatives of some sort of government or military force.
Yeah.
And Lex Luthor obviously traditionally is like he'll use his brains and the sort of... He'll do what he can until he gets in a big suit.
Yes, all his resources.
Literally. But then, you see at the end of this movie, does Lex Luthor get a big power suit?
Nah, not yet.
Shoot like kryptonite lasers. Pew, pew, pew.
Not quite yet.
Oh, that sucks. I'd really love to see him with like a proper... I love like a Lex Luthor suit, you know? I love when Lex is like, oh, you know, I'm very smart and
Can't beat him,
I'm
join him.
the
Like,
top level of this, but, you know, I will just put on a big green suit. I will just punch Superman.
I'll rock your shit, man.
But yeah, I guess maybe if we get another trailer or TV spot, we can maybe start to glean more. But they might just want to do vibes for a bit because it's such a seminal piece.
I think so.
I want to pull it back to Fantastic Four. Like, we kind of know what we're getting with that already. I mean, I guess it's slightly a bit like, oh, we need to kind of prove that this is our thing now. But
Right.
I still feel like it's still woven better into the MCU. Like it's another MCU thing. This time it's just going to feature characters that we've not done before, or like that we've not done before, and we're going to try and do like a new take on it. But also, really early on, you said about marketing strategies. I feel like Disney really pull in their marketing. I feel like you don't get a lot of like stuff until like the last minute.
Right.
They'll probably go take a Super Bowl ad, but I would give them like 4 or 3 months. I feel like
Right.
it's better, to be fair. The fact that we've got like 2 Captain America trailers and a Thunderbolts trailer is a bit like,
Right.
oh, okay. But then like Star Wars, like Skeleton Crew, like, bro, I saw a full edited trailer of that at Celebration, and I know that might be specific because like some of the release dates get fucked because of strikes and that.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing full trailers for that, and then nothing, and then like, oh, it's coming out in 3 months. Here's a trailer.
Yeah.
Go wild. So I don't. That's kind of an interesting point of comparison. I just wanted to re-raise that and say what I was going to say. It's nice to think about, even though it's separate from what we were talking about.
Well, what if it's not got like any trailers? And it's
I
out
was going to say,
now?
what if had one trailer and a couple of weird TV spots, but I feel like they just don't particularly care about What If as much because they know it's not like super linked in.
Right. Yeah.
But I love What If,
Makes
so I'm
sense.
excited. Like,
I don't really know. Like, you don't want to do it too far out. I think doing it closer makes sense because you build momentum quicker that way. And I think more people, the general public wise, would be more likely to go and see it.
but yeah.
We are seeing it either way.
Oh yeah, I know.
Doesn't matter.
You forget we are not the general public. We are
True.
the corporate stooge. I have to watch every fucking film, even Craven the Hunter.
All of them, especially Craven the Hunter.
Especially Craven the Hunter.
I was here at the beginning. I will be here at the end.
Bro, like fucking Calendar Man and Arkham Knight.
Lovely
Like,
vigil.
I'll be here to see you fucking fall, mate. Like, okay, is that everything you think you got out with Superman?
Yeah, definitely. Like, for now, obviously, ongoing situation.
Yeah, we just need to
We'll
sort of see how it
Circle
develops.
back to DC as they continue.
And they are making noise. I mean, obviously everything's happening. Adam Pearce, John Stewart, Green Lantern
True.
shows, I think it's happening.
Yup.
Fucking apparently they're gonna start filming Supergirl soon.
Okay. Right.
That's what I was hearing rumblings on. So yeah,
they've got a show, DC Showcase, whatever it is. I don't know.
Oh, do they?
Showing- Yeah, like people speaking about the movies and the comics and stuff.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't know if it's happened yet. It's probably started now, but like it's a show they're on YouTube, I think.
Right now,
Maybe live as we speak.
bro, I should keep that
Perhaps.
in my phone. But like my fucking, they just cast a guy's Batman. Like fucking, all right, cool.
Well, we could speak about that another day.
Yeah,
Or the Batman stuff.
these things will happen. We're in the machine now. Like,
Yes.
Superman trailer's out and that movie's coming out, and then they're like, right, cool. Like, keep producing.
Bro,
They're doing a fucking Clayface movie finally. Mike Flanagan's getting his
Whoa.
Clayface movie. What's that about?
we'll do the Cape Shit Corner on the Scenes podcast.
The Cape Shit Corner. Fuck it, mate. Actually, it might just become that. We're just gonna have that much to talk about. It's like, right, guys, we're talking about like fucking, Lucas remake American Psycho, but just quickly,
Bro.
we do need to talk about fucking like Thunderbolts. We
Yeah.
do need to talk about fucking Marvel Zombies.
I do need to mention the Question TV show, the best show you've ever seen in your life. Like,
Bro,
right there.
what a question TV show would be peak.
Facts, bro. Phantom
Bro,
Stranger.
Penguin was incredible.
Penguini?
Penguin's amazing. Penguin
Season
was top
2?
fucking tier. If they get even
Perhaps?
a single creative nearby that, perhaps,
Damn, man.
bro, it could happen.
Damn. Okay.
Did you see?
We'll see.
Did they not just recently announce?
Hmm.
They announced like a second season or a sequel movie to something that was like, we're not ever going to do a sequel. We don't ever need to. Barbie 2 is apparently a thing that might be happening.
I thought that was always happening.
No,
I thought we were always going to do
no.
a Barbie
Greta
2.
was always like, I don't feel the need to do a Barbie 2. Why are you talking about sequels? I
Yeah,
made
but
like such a point.
I feel the studio was always
Well,
like,
the
yo,
studio were like, well,
we're definitely making Barbie 2.
money,
And the Barney movie,
money
obviously.
on the Barbie movie, of course.
We're making Mattel film.
Fucking J.J. Abrams Hot Wheels films still happening.
That could work.
Dwayne Rock versus Dwayne Rock Johnson's Monster Jam.
Bro.
When are we getting the shit ass toy car movies?
X Fast and the Furious.
Fighting X Fast and the Furious. The balance of power in the Fast and Furious universe is about to change.
Bro, you know it is.
Bro,
Let's
if
go.
Dwayne Rock Johnson's Monster Jam movie for Disney was just a Hobbs and Shaw 2.
Oh man, Hobbs & Shaw's so good, bro.
I saw I've heard actually.
You
That's
see,
the
Chris
funniest
Nolan
part.
just loves Fast and Furious. Do you see that?
I didn't know. Is it literally like.
Who was it interviewing him? I think it was Stephen Colbert or something like that. And they were like, I hear you just like love the Fast and Furious franchise. And he's like, yeah, they're just great movies. I'm like, alright, bro.
Well, did you see, to lead us in a segue, that George Lucas loves Wicked?
Bro, obviously, he's like, I've seen every element in that film. It was everything. I know how hard that is.
Like, that's
Oh, bro.
insane. Also, someone was like, how's George Lucas just phoning John M. Chu? Like, what does that mean? George just John M. Chu just know him?
Bro,
Or like, is
he's
George Lucas
just-
like, bro,
Nah, man.
get me John's number.
He's got the
I've got
numbers.
something to say.
He's got the numbers. If he needs the number, he can get the number.
Bro, we're living in a great time where people like other things. Hideo Kojima loved The Substance.
Why wouldn't he?
Obviously,
That's for him.
it's actually more of a shock that he's only just seen The Substance. But
Actually,
he
yeah.
himself said, he was like, bro, I'm so sorry I was like this, but see The Substance, it's great.
He's like, Margaret, what are you working on next? She's like, oh, when I'm done this game, I'm actually going to work on this thing called The Substance. She's like, I'll get to that, don't worry.
Bro's
Fucking
gonna,
what?
Bro's gonna put The Substance in his games. Like,
I think Kojima could take The Substance, he'd be fine.
I think
He'd be fine, man.
Kojima just takes The Substance and nothing happens.
It's just the same.
It's like, bro, remember his activator? Like, come on. Was it you that tagged me on Twitter on that fucking image of like Timothy Chalamet and like Kylie Jenner or whoever trying to avoid the relationship? Did you see this? There's like a party with like Timothy Chalamet's there, and it was pure gossip. People being like, oh, you know, like Kendall or Kylie or whoever fucking Jenner that he's in love with or whatever is trying to like avoid his relationship, and like someone's like, oh look, you know, Kylie or Kendall or whatever was trying to avoid the cameras, and in the background it's fucking just like Hideo Kojima just walks by.
No. He's just there. Like,
someone responded for like, is that fucking Hideo Kojima? Like, what's he doing there?
Honestly, Timothy Chalamet is like the gamer boy, so he's
just
definitely hooked
full
up with
of
Hideo.
friends now, yeah. I mean, Hideo was just full of friends. He's just going up to like fucking Ella Purnell at the Game Awards and be like, hey, baby.
He's just there making his movie game thing, whatever the fuck it is, with that guy for Sony.
The guy's great at networking.
Facts.
There's one thing Hideo Kojima can do, it's fucking networking.
If you see a strange Japanese man with a translator next to him, be afraid. It's Hideo Kojima coming
You're
for
about
you.
to get added to a fucking Facebook list.
You're
going to get added to a fucking LinkedIn list. Like,
you're going to get flown to Japan, scanned into Death
Stranding. You're going to
Stranding.
get your feet scanned into Death Stranding. You will be signing the wall at Fujiro Productions.
You will take a photo in the White Room with the Luden,
yes,
right?
You will be taking a photo with the Luden statue.
It's fucking facts. You'll meet Norman Reedus in the coffee room.
I think we should go visit Kojima Productions.
Please, Ewan. It would be one of my greatest
Bro,
honors.
we're Death Stranding 2 on the beach's greatest fans.
I think we might be, having never played the first game at all.
Having not played the first game.
No.
I think we should get like the biggest fans of a sequel to a game that we've never played.
Facts, man. I can't wait for the A24 film.
Oh, bro, that
I'm
would be amazing.
I'm going to watch that first.
Oh, definitely.
Then play the second game, then the first game.
Oh, bro, do you know what? That's how Hideo probably like intended it. Like, that just has to be how it's supposed to be.
Not wrong.
Like, bro, we're quite literally getting added to the LinkedIn list being like, should we have connected? Like,
oh my god, the second game is just like a takedown of LinkedIn. Like, why is this here? Why do we do this?
he would just have a side quest.
Facts,
But that's what I'm saying. I bet you there's a side quest where you just take the substance.
Bro, please, it's too late now. You
I was
can't
going to
write that.
say Margaret Qualley's in it, but she's already in the fucking first game, so it's not even like, I can't even make that joke.
It's not even weird that she's in it. Like, oh my god.
And there is two of her, so maybe they'll be retconned into having taken the substance.
Perhaps. Substance always existed in the Death Stranding universe, I guess.
Bro, he would love that, I think. He would love that.
Oh my god, man.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna hook my little transition.
Okay.
I mentioned Wicked. So Wicked, we're gonna move to Wicked now, which I'm sure Hideo Kojima also really likes.
Probably. I've not seen his review yet, but
I've not seen any review, but I feel like he would watch it and like he's gonna have to review it. But the problem is he would either say a lot or say nothing, which is obviously how we tell.
True. It's so true.
That nothing worse can happen to a film's marketing than Hideo Kojima just tweeting "saw Wicked."
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're not coming back for that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're coming out tonight and it's going to be like Saw Craven the Hunter.
Oh, no. He loves that shit. 100%.
Does.
100%.
Fucking like Aaron Taylor Johnson, Sano, fucking was shining. And
like,
did you see when someone was like, are you going to be James Bond? And Aaron Taylor Johnson's like, do you know what? See, instead of talking about James Bond, I think we should all go see Craven the Hunter. It's
my
got
new
a great
movie.
mix of action and you'll love it during the holiday season.
Yes. Perfect man right there.
Fucking marketing pivot.
Great push from the boy.
Like the guy knows his optics.
I mean, I think Sony have it, right? They do James Bond, don't they?
No.
Is it not Sony?
No, it's
MGM?
Yes, I believe.
Is that not Sony? Is that Warner Bros?
I think it's close to Warner Bros.
Okay. I know Amazon on it. I know that.
Yeah, Amazon. No, it's Amazon MGM.
Right. Okay. Amazon are big on that shit, man.
What was it? I saw actually that apparently they were getting into fights about James Bond because Amazon MGM wanted to do like an MCU style like.
I want to do like loads of spin-offs and that, and like do TV shows and stuff.
Yeah, and James Bond producer Barbara Broccoli
was like, fuck off.
And I saw a tweet that was like, Mrs. Barbara Broccoli, I'm sorry, I was not familiar with your game.
Damn, I didn't mean that.
Like, do you know what? Mrs. Broccoli or Ms. Broccoli, if you're nasty, like get in there. Like,
I think it's like one of the last holdouts of like
old style.
I don't know, it's a bit of class.
They don't make films like that anymore, Graham.
It is a bit of that, like they just have one every now and again and it just hasn't broke for that formula. It's like if Doctor Who started doing like something else, some weird, I don't know.
It's like that and like Mission Impossible and that's the end.
Bro,
maybe.
And I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see peak.
Bro, Final Reckoning. I think that's a great change of title. Can I just quickly say
100%.
To change from Dead Reckoning Part 1 to Dead Reckoning and Final Reckoning, I'm not excellent.
So good.
Tom Cruise probably did that himself.
Perfect pitch, no notes.
Good on you, Tom.
What a guy, what a man.
Speaking of movies that have Part 1 and Part 2 in the name that were recently changed to have their second part have a different name. So yeah, we have seen Wicked.
Yes.
Now we're musical theatre people, Graham, aren't we? I just hit the mic.
I would say so. You're more than me. I mean,
Well,
I like-
think I've
I
seen
enjoy
more stage
musicals.
shows than you. Maybe.
musical stage shows.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you've probably seen more stage shows as well, let's be honest.
possibly. But then you every so often just drop me and like surprise me.
Bro, I do love a musical.
You like Jersey Boys, don't you?
The peak that is Jersey Boys. If I wasn't a denier saying that Grease is my favourite, it probably would be Jersey Boys.
Oh. Wait, so what, are you denying Jersey Boys here? Or are you
Yeah,
like...
I'm denying because it really is Jersey Boys, but I keep saying it's Grease because like nostalgia, and you know what? That's fine for its own reasons.
No, this is something you have to. There's a level where you got to accept it. This is me with Last Jedi. This is like no, the new is cool. I say the new as if Jersey Boys is fucking brand new. But like new is cool. I know everyone says I should love like Grease because Grease is the OG, but no, I love the different. I'm an outlier.
Hell no.
Yeah, I mean we had ins and outs. We did a couple of shows at school, but I think that back then was just because we wanted to do acting.
What's the vibes?
And that's just what you do.
And they made us sing.
They did make us
They
sing.
they didn't do serious plays.
They didn't necessarily always make us sing.
True.
We were able to skirt that for the majority of the
I
time.
certainly was. I was pop and I did not sing.
Yeah, we didn't have to do not 7 Seas of Wrath. That's the glasses guy Khashoggi. What's
These
the
are the
other one?
days of our lives.
Yes, we did not have to sing These Are the Days of Our Lives. Probably because we didn't want to.
I definitely didn't want to.
We were in Bugsy Malone and we didn't sing.
We were great in Bugs Malone.
We were in
If I do say
Wizard
so.
of Oz, and
We were in fact in the universe of Oz.
we were in Oz. Graham was the
Post
Tin
Wicked.
Man.
I was the Tin Man.
So spoilers for Wicked Part 2.
All I'm
He
saying.
will be fucking Ariana Grande in the real world soon.
Oh my god.
That's a loaded. There's layers to that one.
There's so many.
Did you have to sing in that? Did you have to do If I Only Had a Heart?
I think so. Yeah.
I was the
I'm
wizard.
fairly certain. Yeah. Ewan was the wizard.
I was the wizard.
a great wizard.
Oh, that was a breakout role. see. Honestly, people would be looking back on that.
Fondly.
That was a standout. I mean, Graham was great in the Tin Man as well. Let's not fault him. It's just I was hamming it the fuck up, so everyone really liked to be like, oh man, Ewan's like the wizard, and
yes.
I was just messing it up. I was just not messing up anything wrong. I was just fucking it all over the stage, and I was just being
yes.
silly, and everyone loved that.
He was the wizard.
And then we did Back to the 80s in our final year, which I said before we started recording I didn't particularly care for.
Fair.
But you were the main in that, and you were singing
I
and
was
dancing.
the lead in that. I was singing and dancing. I was all we hear is Radio Gaga. Footloose.
We did Footloose. I was in that one as well. I played a role that had his song cut, and I was really pissed because I was actually going to sing. But I did have to take part in Footloose, and I realised that when I did the bit in Footloose, I was like, oh, maybe that's actually fine that I didn't have to do my song.
That's harsh.
I really like watching other people sing and dance. I don't like singing and dancing myself.
Fair.
Sorry to say, guys. So yeah, that's the basic space. But even then, I say that was just because we were at high school acting. But you know, we've watched a lot. We've been involved a lot.
We have.
It's like a weird thing that I feel like never has to come up. We talk about MCU schlock and fucking
It's true.
video game shit.
And
We don't ever
occasionally we'll hit you with a pearl of cinema.
Yeah. By the way, guys, the theatre.
Like,
You ever seen Curious Incident of the Dog at the Night Time?
like Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
Him.
Fucking Three Sisters. Went to see that when we were in high school.
We saw Three Sisters. We
I
saw
really want to go see
Antigone. No, did we see
No,
Antigone?
you did a reading from Antigone.
I
Did you not?
did. Three Sisters is Russian, right? Probably.
I think so.
They're all Russian, aren't they?
So Vanessa McCoy was in it. So I mean, yeah, cinema theatre is just like fully Russian. What's that one from Drive My Car? That's Russian. Uncle something.
Uncle Vanya.
Yes, Uncle Vanya. I kind of want to watch that after watching Drive My Car.
Might as well. It's basically in the movie.
I mean, to be fair, you actually do get the majority of that fucking show in that movie, to be fair. Well, I mean, yeah, no, I've seen like quite a lot ins and outs. I mean, I've seen silly ones. I think the most recent thing I've seen was Aladdin, like the
Right.
musical of Aladdin, which was really good. And then before that, it was Only Fools and Horses, the musical,
There you go.
which was shockingly good.
We'll take it.
So yeah, we were a bit musically coded.
I would like to go more to the theatre, actually.
Man, maybe
But,
we'll just
you know,
scenes on the road. That's
True.
Scenes can become theatrically minded. However,
Like, of course.
the problem with the theatre is access is a bit grim
Yeah.
financially. Like
It's a
cost,
dying art.
it cost me £8 to go see Sonic the Hedgehog 3 today at the View Cinema.
Yes.
It cost me £60 to go see Aladdin.
Well, there is less of them, and the production is high cost.
Definitely. I'm not saying anything's wrong with the pricing, but it's obviously, decisions.
Definitely. We'll go see some college shows,
I was going to
some
say.
university
We should
productions.
hit up the Fringe. We should do scenes at the Fringe.
Absolutely.
Fringe is great. I did a
Should
striptease for
review
Basil
the
Brush.
Fringe. There you go. You
Anything can happen.
That's true.
Um,
Lemmy could show up.
Lemmy could show up, you never know. He just lives in Glasgow. I've still not bumped into him. I've bumped into Peter Capaldi though.
But we need to find Lemmy. Still.
Well, he always used to take these videos outside the Waterstones at the Four Corners.
We need
And,
to find. We'll stand there one day.
well, I was gonna say, I'll just wait here. Like,
Get a subway.
When's this happening?
That's it.
And he's fucking there, and he's just walking by, and I'm like, look at him, and he's like, aye, cool. Like,
Alright.
sorry
fuck
to
off.
bother you, mate. I'm sorry about that.
Oh.
Now, I have seen Wicked a
Mhm.
long time ago. When I was in high school, we did a London trip, but you think you might not have been part of that.
I've absolutely never seen the show. 100%.
So you must have just said no to that, or because this was 56
Wasn't
years,
even
so.
invited. I don't know. I can't
No, you
remember.
would. It was. That was a very long time ago.
It was
Graham.
maybe cost prohibitive. I don't know.
It's possible. We'd have to put money in.
I think it could have been that.
I cannot for the life of me remember. The point is, I did see it then,
He
but I
saw it.
don't remember anything about it,
Fair. Okay.
except the big dragon.
The dragon.
A dragon! I saw a dragon! Fucking sorry, Skyrim just sort of jumps out at me sometimes. It's like a
Why?
monster that lives under my skin. Like Elder Scrolls stuff.
Just play it again, man.
I'm trying.
Always fighting the urge.
Every minute of every day. Are you kidding me? I could just buy Skyrim Special Edition on the
Oh,
PS5
that
featuring mod
PS5
support.
That PS5
I
edition, man.
I gotta play Okami 2.
He's got to
Well, I
play
gotta play
Okami.
Okami 1, which I've played.
HD.
I've got that on HD. I should finally crack that out. Anyway,
Sidebar.
I know it's very easy for me to get distracted. Well, I'm not even by this because I want to talk about this.
Sure.
I liked Wicked. I remember
Wicked.
that much. We essentially have musical theatre and film musical experience. We don't hate it. It's not some big odd thing for us to do.
Yes.
It's just really nothing that's came up recently.
No, it's they don't really make musicals now,
No.
and when they do, they try and make it not look like a
Yes,
musical.
I think the only time we've talked about it was because we
Mean
sort of-
Girls.
yeah, like the Mean Girls situation, and there was another one as
We
well.
didn't see West Side Story. I'm sorry.
No, apparently we should have because everyone says that that's just like the big hot fuck movie.
Fair.
Like Steven Spielberg just fucking takes a big golden shit on the screen, and it's like, dude, this movie fucks you. You should
Holy
watch
shit.
this movie because it fucks you.
Bro.
And I'm like,
And
oh, okay.
We've not seen A Better Man, a Robbie Williams story.
Well, no one has. It's not out yet.
Has it not?
No.
Oh, I thought it was out. Sorry, man.
I
Well,
might be going to see that.
we
I think
might see
Rebecca
that,
and
I
Mum might
guess.
want to see that.
I like Robbie Williams, you know.
I like Robbie
He's got
Williams
some good
too.
tunes.
I don't know if I like the CGI monkey, but
Interesting choice.
yeah, I was going to say you can't.
I heard him talk about it, but I can't remember what he was really saying. Because
He
I don't really
definitely
know.
had something to say about it, but those words I can't quite recall what they were.
I can confirm that there was definitely thought behind the choice. It wasn't just like, we're just having a guy be a monkey for some reason. Which you'd think is hopefully the
So
the
breaking
thing.
news,
But
we had thoughts, and those thoughts
Yeah.
led to decisions being made at the minimal and macro scale. You know what I mean?
listen, yes.
Somebody was involved with the decision making process.
Uh,
Well, I mean, we might even go because we're not even actively trying to avoid it. It's just
Mm.
not a lot of them do happen, and when they do, they're either really kind of good and stand out
uh-huh.
like Wicked, or they're trying really hard to not be a musical for some reason, like Mean Girls.
But I will say, I think Hollywood particularly looks favourably upon the musical because
Absolutely.
it is a callback to a time long
Yeah.
gone.
They just don't make it like that anymore. That's
do
number
love
two
a
of the
musical.
recording. They
And
just don't make
especially
that anymore.
if it's referential of like a classic of the time, like it's like looking back to The Wizard of Oz, which was
Well,
like
yeah.
the movie when it came out.
Wizard of well, yeah, like I mean, do you know what's funny? Actually, Wizard of Oz, when it came out, wasn't immediately. It was like right, Midland Returns. It just became such a cultural marker.
Yeah.
Like people get so big into it, like the reruns and that. And I wouldn't even say it's cult though. It did well enough when it came out, but it is now so endemic of like old Hollywood.
Definitely.
Like whether it did well or not at the time, it's just that when you think of Wizard of Oz, you think of like just like
Yeah.
you know fucking
You're not thinking of the books, bro.
that big coloured thing they did, you know, where they blew out all the colours on the Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Fucking and you know like
And they changed the colours of the damn slipper.
horrible fucking productions. And
Asbestos.
I was gonna say like
Suicide.
definitely like fucking Judy Garland was like high as a kite probably.
Facts.
They were probably lining her fucking dressing room.
They made her work 5 days in a row, no sleep.
Probably. Although I found out that in the sequel film Return to Oz, that little girl that was in that.
Yeah.
She was like doing her own stunts, so she's like in the cold, like doing like fucking flood shit,
Man.
and I'm like, that little girl was like
Savage.
being fucking abused.
Okay.
So you make a really good point. Yeah, I mean, Wicked specifically, I feel like
Mm.
always had a chance because also Wicked, the
True.
stage show,
Mhm.
is a darling,
Of course.
beloved. It's
Of course.
I think it's literally right now one of the best out there, and also just one of the most successful. I think it is like
People want
it's
to see
definitely
it.
top 5, maybe even top 3, like longest running shows
Right,
on
yeah.
Broadway.
Mhm.
Yeah, insane money.
For a recently, when it 2008 when it came out,
I think it was about then. Yeah,
9, don't know, something like that.
around that time.
Fairly recent.
Maybe even slightly before. For some reason, my head thinks 2006, 2007, but
Mm.
2008 is a safe.
The
safe
only
number.
one more recent to top it would be Hamilton, I would guess.
Mm,
It's obviously
yes.
not. It's probably got the accolades. It's not got the.
I
the
think yeah,
length
it's,
yet.
it's a weird one because in terms of like public consensus, Hamilton,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of shows that do really well that we don't even really think about. or like they get a lot of attention, or like are really particularly high class.
I'd imagine it's like only if you're American you know that these things, because
Well, yeah, I know we're not. I'm not getting the fucking
like,
Broadway numbers.
yeah, they're not talking about like our theatre or our normal TV that's
The
happening.
Glasgow
you know.
West End's not fucking having a dire impact.
They don't
on
know about EastEnders, Ewan. They don't know.
They wish they did, though. I bet you.
They would eat that shit up.
Oh god, because it also depends on what metric we're gauging it on. Like certain things have really smashed culture. Dear Hansen was like a cultural hit. Cabaret's doing numbers now.
Man, School of Rock, I suppose.
School of Rock,
Book of Mormon.
Book of Mormon. But like, do you know what's funny? Wicked, and I don't know if this is just because of how quote unquote old it is. Although I don't know, like Book of Mormon is not that young.
No.
I don't know. Wicked just is like seminal. You know, it's entered the realm of seminal works.
It's got the backing of the Oz to help it.
But it also it isn't really that stand out. I think about it. If you think about it, sorry, I can't speak. A lot of these newer, like Dear Evan Hansen, you know, I mean Hamilton, to be honest, newer wave sort of more popular stuff. They are different. Wicked is like actually kind of very traditional.
Right.
It's just a series of characters like singing songs about how they feel and very bombastic in the big dresses and that. And
fair.
You know,
The
there's not a lot of nuance to it. Although if there is nuance, it's still reasonable and easygoing nuance.
It's easy to understand.
And that probably is also because it's based on like partly the Wizard of Oz. Obviously the books are a factor, but
true.
I mean the books are so fundamentally different as well that like you know, I'm not saying don't consider them, but they're so fucking thoroughly different.
No one cares about the lore. Okay.
Well, the lore's also weird to care about. I mean, I watched a video about the Wicked books. So there's 4 books in the Wicked series. Wicked is the first one, but there's 3 other sequel books.
4?
There's 4 books.
I thought there was 1.
And they're all really weird and maybe bad.
Okay.
There's
the first one's good though, right?
There's like an animal.
Okay.
Well, you know, there's like weird things. There's like some guy gets like molested at an animal orgy in one of them.
Nice, man.
And like there's like a lot of more overt themes of like fascism and propaganda, and also
is that even in like Oz, the original? Like,
well, again, in the
I don't
original,
get the vibe
in
from
the
the
original Oz book, I think there is some like coded stuff.
Okay.
I think people like to draw on with the Wizard of Oz. They like to draw on some of the more overt things, and that's how we got Wicked as well, both the book and the stage show, where it's about like it's really weird that this guy pretends to be super powerful. It's actually just a schmuck, and he says, "Here, 12-year-old girl, 9-year-old girl, go and kill a lady.
Yeah.
I won't be sated until you murder this woman because I told you she was bad." And I know everyone's like, "Oh, she's bad, but Dory's like, I don't fucking alright.
Bro, I just want you home.
Like, I was going to say, please let me go home. And he's like, no. Only if you murder someone will I take you home. And it's like, okay, maybe he's the baddie to it. And then they made a musical and a 4-book series off of that. I think the Gregory Maguire's book is the one that is a bit more like, no, I'm going to like pure lace this with themes and have shit happening.
Okay.
Also, Glinda and Elphaba are definitely lesbians in the book. Like, they fully kiss.
Okay.
Like, there's a bit where like they're saying goodbye and it's like Elphaba like kisses her and then goes and kisses her again.
Aww.
I'm like, okay, Les, like, let's go, gays.
Les.
Come on. And then you get the musical, like, we're going to make that subtext.
Yeah.
But they're not even subtext, so that's what I'm saying. There's not like deep subtext. There's either the more overt, obvious stuff, and then if there's anything to be read into it, it's a bit like, don't like that.
Man, I really wasn't getting that for the movie. Maybe the movie isn't going that way.
It's funny, I actually think the movie had a couple of moments that made me a bit more on that theme.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, especially the fact that Ariana Grande sings Popular, like she's on the edge of her orgasm every single fucking moment. But that's probably because she really wanted. Well, okay. I mean, I've been listening to this music a lot,
that could be, I guess.
and she's like huffing and puffing because she's like in the mix. But there's just so many bits where she just takes like fucking sweaty like breaks. Do you know what I mean? When she's singing, like she's singing her heart out. And it's probably because she's singing her heart out. She's really happy to be there. But it just again the subtext it just makes it sound like she's fucking in love with this situation. I'm not trying to call him down or anything. I'm watching things in this movie and I'm a bit like, oh. If I'm thinking Les, I'm seeing Les. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe that's that confirmation bias.
Alarm! Madame Mortimer says no homosexuality. That's why I get kicked out. That's the real reason. Nothing else.
Rep.
Alright, so subtext aside, no, I mean that's a bit of a meaningless preamble, but you get what I mean. I don't feel the need to reiterate Wicked's life story. Otherwise, I watch a lot of videos and they're just like, well, here's how the book The Wonderful Wizard of Oz came out, and then the movie. Well, this is a movie musical based on a musical based on a book based on a movie based on a book.
Yes.
So
it's a lot of layers.
We're through the looking glass now, people.
Facts.
But Graham,
Ewan,
did you like Wicked Part 1?
I actually did, bro.
Yeah, it was fucking great. I thought it was amazing.
I actually did, bro.
Fucking whatever, bro. It was actually really good.
What would I say? I'd probably like a 7 or an 8, maybe. Probably like that.
Yeah, I'd put about 8.5, maybe even up to a 9 if you. It depends on the feeling because
if I've just listened to
Defying Gravity.
Yes.
Or I don't know, Popular, Defying Gravity. I really like
liked,
Jonathan Bailey.
What's that one?
That's Dancing Through Life. in the library.
I thought it was okay. I wasn't in it. I liked the first one when she arrived at school. Me and the Wizard and
Oh, the Wizard and I
quite
was
that
like,
one.
you mean like the chorus that they all sang? Yeah, the Wizard and I is very good. I never thought much of that song beforehand because, again, even though I've not seen the music in a while, obviously I've heard the songs. Like, I've
True.
heard fucking Defying Gravity and Popular like 500 million times.
I hadn't really, to be honest.
Well, that's totally fair. I mean, I'm much gayer than you,
Fair.
to put it bluntly.
Accurate statement.
So I do listen to musical theatre stuff just off the cuff.
I mean, I'm not unusual. I mean, Les Mis is in the playlist.
But you know what? You
So
can,
is
you can have
Jersey
your
Boys, I
moments
guess.
as well. I can't even fault you. And I suppose I also watch a lot more people who talk about stuff like this on YouTube.
Right.
I actually do watch a lot of like, musical theatre people and like
Okay.
Wait in the Wings, stuff like that. So I'm just sort of immersed in it every so often.
Man's in it.
Dip in and out, you know, Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
I saw Tick Tick Boom. Like,
You saw Tick Tick Boom?
yeah, it was a great film.
I need to watch that. I've heard it's really good.
Man, that's about. Is it about the gays? I think there's some gay
I think
people
it's
in it.
about the gays,
Some gay
aye.
people in it.
He's not get HIV.
Yes.
That's a gay people
but
thing.
he's not gay.
Not me though.
Maybe he's bi.
Not yet, at least.
I can't remember.
Just saying, guys.
There you go.
Which is a fucking tragedy, by the way. Can I just say that whole thing, everything I've seen, that is so sad. I mean, also, there's been a lot of really good. Can I just say this is a random sidebar?
Go for it.
Between Tick Tick Boom and also that one by Russell T Davis. It's a Sin.
Nah, no
Did you
idea.
ever watch it? It's a series by Russell T Davis about like guys during like the fucking height of the AIDS crisis and that.
Right.
There's a lot of really beautiful, heartfelt work these days about the experience of gay people back then.
Man, Philadelphia. Is that about AIDS?
Don't know anything about what
Tom
you're talking
Hanks.
about. Philomania?
No, Philadelphia.
I don't know anything about that.
Sorry. If that is, then you know, listener. But if it's not, I'm wrong, I guess.
Well, how old or new is that?
It's quite old.
Okay, well that's what I'm
It's
saying.
like a
I'm
young
talking about
Hanks.
more recent. There's been
Right.
a lot of like just suddenly like, really good like
We're
really
looking
profound
back.
stories. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess technically it's not necessarily about the AIDS crisis. It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
obviously it's got a big deal. So yeah, just I wanted to throw it out there that they've been doing some good stuff. Like they've been cooking some really
putting
good,
the work
like
in.
beautiful stories. So I just wanted to respect that. Anyway, speaking of being gay, listening to the music of the Wicked, there wasn't I never really jumped on that too much, but I guess this just immediately jumps to the most obvious first thing, which is these people who do this movie are very good at singing and dancing.
I think so. I mean, listen, Ariana Grande's voice, I could take it or leave it most of the time. I feel like she goes a bit too high.
Well, definitely during No One Wants the Wicked, I just can't understand what she's saying.
Facts, bro. I
But
just don't.
I almost feel like that's kind of the point because she absolutely fucking smushes Popular. Like she crushes that fucking song.
True, I had no issue with anything after the first song, really, with her. But
Well,
it hit me.
She's so with Ariana first. I don't want to mess about Ariana because Cynthia's much more even important, I'd say. But just quickly, Ariana's
She is the lead after all.
very big on this. She's always been like, I really want to play Elfbar, I really want to play Glinda. Apparently she's always been big on
Either
Elfbar,
one.
but like the Glinda was made more big a deal because obviously she was Glinda.
Yeah.
So I mean, both of them are, but she was the one who was given a lot of the spotlight for being, look, she's getting to live the role of a lifetime, and she's always wanted to do
Right.
this, and now she's doing it. So she just seems to be really committed to crushing it, and she gets the credit for tapping back into her roots because she's not always just been pop star, and she's not even always just been Disney star. She actually got her
True.
start in musical theatre, and like she's been on a couple of stages, I think maybe even Broadway. So she's always a bit like, oh, I didn't know Ariana Grande was going to be that good, but then if you look at what she's done in her life, you're like, I actually don't really know why I didn't think Ariana Grande would be that good.
I had no doubt she could perform the actions asked of her.
She would definitely take direction. She'd definitely sing her fucking heart out, and I think she gives as good as it needs to be. You know, I mean, when you think about Wicked, you're always going to go to Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel, like just the originals, obviously.
Right.
If you have like, depending on your experience, Wicked, I guess. And Ariana to
Well, I'm
me,
familiar with Idina Menzel.
you are familiar. You're not,
With her as a
but
person
yes, you know who that person is.
and that voice actress.
She's definitely in the movie Frozen.
100%.
Kristen Chenoweth is. I mean, Ariana Grande, I feel like plays Glinda close enough to her. Just
Right.
super bubbly in that, a bit more like Va Va Voom when it needs to be.
Yes.
But then she just has her own wee spin on it, I think. And
The
they
hair flicks.
let Ariana flex a wee bit. Although, I think Ariana was opposed to being super, like, I think a bunch of people were like, let's give Ariana a couple of months to, like, Ariana all the songs. And she's like, no, I don't want to, like, make this about me.
Right.
Like, I want to just be Glinda. Like,
Fair.
don't be a moment where I just get to do, like, oh, you know, like, Ariana Grande, like, no. Like, yes, like, I can't even do Ariana Grande. I'm cycling through my fucking, that's a voice
Amazing.
with apologies to Ariana Grande. So, like, I respect that. I think she was as good as she realistically could have been.
Right. Okay.
I think Cynthia Erivo, I didn't have a lot of experience with Cynthia Erivo prior to this. Rebecca knew who she was. Like, she was like, oh, Cynthia Erivo's like, fucking fantastic. And
Let's
I'm like, I don't even know who she is, but let's go. Like, because everyone was so, like, focused on, you know, Ariana's been dreaming about this, and
True.
Ariana Grande's some big pop star. I watched, I was obviously like, well, I know who Ariana is, so I'm sort of vibing in more in that direction.
Aye.
So now I'm watching Cynthia getting introduced to Cynthia. I'm like, oh my god, she's incredible.
Yeah.
She's like absolutely fantastic.
If this is the first time you see her, you're like, oh man.
Like,
Where's she been?
what a thing to fucking start with as well. Like, you
True.
fucking kidding me? She absolutely rips the fucking ass out of everything in this. She's
Damn.
so fucking good.
Mm.
And she's so good at playing the nuance and the layers and the texture, and then she sings. I mean, Wizard and I is really good because you can really fucking feel the range of emotion.
Right, yeah.
I mean, obviously, Defying Gravity is just Defying Gravity.
I'm seeing the struggle, man. I like
That's a
it.
fucking song and a half.
Uh-huh.
I'm absolutely blown away. I think they obviously were both great. I just knew less about Cynthia, so when
Right.
I'm like, oh, there's Anna, she's doing as good as I thought she would. There's Cynthia, I don't know who she is, and she's fucking incredible.
Pleasant surprise for you.
I want to see more. I think Cynthia does do more stage stuff, maybe. I might need to look into
Right.
that. I'm just really excited.
Not anymore.
We should might go back, to be fair. You see that they're kind of
Suppose.
they were riffing on like would Cynthia and Anna do the musical?
Why no?
I think it would be fun to do it once.
Yeah.
I think do it and record it.
Aye.
Well, that's a fun wee thing.
Disney release it.
Bonus
It's no
feature for
Disney
this,
that are
not
going to release
Disney.
it.
It's not
But,
Disney doing that at
but
all.
someone should release it.
There's a fun wee bonus feature for the DVD.
Yeah. Maybe just do like stage show for the cast and crew, I guess. That'd be funny.
Well, I mean, yeah, it could be. But then I want to see that.
Yeah, they just film it as like special feature bonus.
Oh, yeah,
added
yeah,
on.
right, okay. So I thought it was just like, they only do it for the cast and crew. I like, fuck those guys.
That's hard because they filmed the second part already, but you know,
It's true. That's insane as well. Do
Just
the second part soon, bro.
simultaneously,
TikTok.
bro. Next year.
Wicked Part 2
October.
previously
Maybe.
did Wicked Part 2 and now renamed Wicked for Good.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're going to talk about the two leads and that. I really enjoyed everyone else as well.
Uh-huh.
I think Jonathan Bailey is a very pretty man.
He's an attractive young
He's
lad.
a very gorgeous man.
He was gay coded.
He was pie coded, he's pan coded, he's flirting with everybody. He's fucking
anything
everybody.
that moved, even the animals.
He could probably fuck an animal, yeah.
He was looking at Peter
He's fucking
Dinklage
old
a little
lady in
weird.
the library.
Definitely was.
And good for him and good for her.
Suppose,
good for
man.
all those people in
Hell
that,
yeah.
that big gay fuck library.
How much are you getting at the school, really?
As he said, you know, like, why bother? Like, dancing in life.
There you go.
Mindlessly careless. Make sure you wear less, I think. I can't remember the lyrics.
Pause.
I thought I heard said make sure you wear less. And I'm like, for you, Jonathan?
Just hear my words.
Son?
Damn.
Also, I'm going to... Jonathan Bailey's like a workhorse because he was filming like 3 things.
Man's in almost everything. I get him confused with Dan Stevens. Is that who that is?
The guy who's Beast in live action Beauty and the Beast.
Maybe. I feel like they look
For
quite
Legion?
similar. The guy from... Yes, if that's the guy, because they look the same.
They do kind of look quite similar, actually. Jonathan Bailey's just got more facial hair, as far as I can tell, is the big thing that jumps me.
Fair, yeah.
Jonathan Bailey's Bridgerton.
Yes.
So he's filming Bridgerton.
Yep.
And then running over to London to do fucking tap dancing and Wicked. And then he's also
go.
filming another movie
Right.
where I think he's like, it's gay love time travel or something from what I read.
Man, whoa, what?
There's definitely sweet gay love and I think some sort of sci-fi aspect. I can't
Okay.
remember. It looks great. It looks
I'm here.
very
I am
great.
seated.
So that guy's a workhorse.
Fair. Man, make hay while the sun shines.
Well, I mean, you know what? Yeah, if he's getting his moment in the sun, let's fucking go. Let's rack it up.
Yeah, man.
He's got at least one other movie under his wing, Wicked for Good.
There
Let's
we go.
I mean, yeah, and obviously the rest of the cast is the same thing you always say. Michelle Yeoh is an Oscar award winner and the Queen of
True.
My Heart. Although, I mean, she
Facts.
kind of just has to walk about and be sort of pseudo-stern in this, so it's not that she needs to do much,
I
but I'm
guess, yeah.
not going to say, oh, she didn't have much depth. And I'm just like, this is what, like, that's what that
She
character
turned into
does.
an evil bitch at the end.
Bro, her name's Madam Morrible.
Listen, man. Horrible?
Bro,
Whoa.
what?
It
That's
just,
the subtext I'm talking about,
it just
mate.
clicked, man. Oh my god.
Like, oh my god, she's never even think about it.
Oh,
Jeff
man.
Goldblum's the wizard. Like, of course he is.
Bro, Jeff Goldblum's a wizard. He is Jeff Goldblum again in this movie.
It's just Jeff Goldblum kicking about. But do you know what? It works perfectly.
I suppose if Jeff Goldblum was going to be Jeff Goldblum as a character, the wizard's a good choice.
The Wizard of Oz. Do you know what I mean?
It's not
Like,
a bad choice.
fair enough. yeah, I could keep just naming names, you know. The guy who plays Bok is the guy that...
Is the guy who's SpongeBob,
He's SpongeBob SquarePants, but he was good enough for the movie, doesn't have a lot to do.
who's good in the movie, yeah?
I like...
See
Okay,
that?
I really like the actress Marissa Bodie,
Who is that?
who's Nessa Rose.
Okay.
But I didn't realise how much of a fucking bitch Nessa Rose is.
Is she a bitch?
Bro, like, every 5 minutes,
Really?
like, everyone's trying to do the bare minimum, and Nessa Rose is like, ugh.
The first
Like,
one I
come
can
on.
get, because it's like, yo, I'm in a wheelchair. I'm just trying to like get by at school, and you've just made this big scene. What the hell?
Yes, but she was trying to protect you from another big scene.
I guess.
But then, even then, you can say, yeah, fair, whatever. But then the fucking ballroom,
yeah,
like,
Baldwin's
everyone's
a bit,
laughing,
yeah.
and Nessa's just like,
Yeah, you could have stepped in there, bro.
like,
Like,
bro, say something.
facts, man.
Like, as your sister. Like,
You're banking on Glinda changing her whole mind in the split second when she's done nothing up until this point to indicate she has any remorse for this person at
literally,
all.
you're just like, I can't watch.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro,
Look,
Sod.
help
And,
her.
like, spoilers for Wicked Part 2. No, I'm not going to do two actual spoilers that would affect you. But,
I'm aware of like some things, like some of our cast are obviously like characters Dorothy might meet.
that is potentially true.
Potentially
I don't
true.
want to say anything to actually spoil you, but yeah,
I know this.
there's people that may come in and out. I actually said something earlier that might have been a spoiler if you
That's
read
okay.
into it, but I said it had layers. And I mean, there's the obvious thing of like, oh, well, the Wicked Witch's sister,
Yeah.
was that not?
That actually went right over my head till after the movie and I was asking questions.
What would you just like, who is she? Or like,
Yeah, and I was like, and they were like, oh yeah, like there's a Wicked Witch of the East as well.
Mind the house?
And I'm like, what?
Bro, mind the house?
And I'm like, oh yeah, that's where those things are from. And then I was like, oh, they're different things in this. They're different colours in this.
Did they tell you though, like, Graham, they were always silver?
Yes. Well, I saw that on my Twitter thread before the movie came out.
Because you mentioned earlier about them changing the colour. Because yeah, I'm kind of happy that Wicked chose to go for silver because it's always supposed to be silver.
I guess, but
just
red
the-
just looks so good.
It does kind of look, well, it looks great in that fucking, what's it called again?
Technicolor.
Yes, but was it not specific Technicolor for Wicked?
It could have
'Cause
been.
they
It could have
blasted
been.
the fuck out of all the colours.
Could have been a very specific film stock. I don't know.
The point is, yeah, it looked great on that. I mean, I think they might still turn red.
That'd
actually.
be cool with the blood.
Well, they no. Oh my god. They're relevant to the plot of part 2, so I think what happens to them and then might
Right.
turn them red.
Okay.
Maybe if they want to like have their cake and eat it by having the silver ones and then have the red ones.
Why not? I say.
And yeah, I mean, her story in the second one is like, okay, well, how did she become a fucking bitch who gets crushed by a house?
Yes.
And she is just like a bitch. That's the only thing I'm going to say. She is just like, I can't.
Fair.
Sorry, that's mean.
Okay.
And that's why I wanted to preface by saying I love like the actress, all that stuff. Did you know this is the first time a person who uses a wheelchair has played this wheelchair-bound character?
Man, we're doing insane things for inclusivity.
That's
In
mental
this
to
industry,
me.
Ian.
Absolutely insane. So like, shout out to
And
all that.
at the same
It's
token,
just-
Peter Dinklage has once again knocked himself.
That Wizard of Oz came from the moon.
Damn it.
People really seem to like him in this, and I did too. I just
I just love Peter Dinklage, man.
well, just a guy talking
Guy should get some more work, I feel.
after Game of Thrones.
Guy should have been in Snow White. All I'm saying.
Mm.
I'm saying it, man.
Did you watch that trailer?
I think I did. And anything's better than what that is.
Oh yeah, what a thoroughly unwatchable movie. I saw the top comment on YouTube was finally a movie no one's going to pirate.
Yes. Cinema.
Like no one wants to see that.
Oh,
And I know
man.
we always say it in the live actions, but I really don't want to see this movie.
No.
Like,
no, I don't.
I feel really bad for that girl whose name escapes me.
Rachel Ziegler.
Rachel Ziegler. She's very good. She's a very good actress and a very good singer.
I'm sure I've seen her in
And she's
something
really
else.
cool, and a lot of people get pissy because she like sometimes says that Snow White is old and it could be different or something like that. I don't care. She's great. Gal Gadot, Evil Queen. Someone said you can almost see how bad she's acting through the posters.
Damn, man.
Like-
That's fucked.
The Seven Dwarves of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves are a CGI hell nightmare. Like like I saw them in the trailer. I was like like oh my god, like I was frightened.
Damn.
Like Robert Eggers Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Like oh my god, like that's horrifying. Like
Pretty fucking scary, man. I don't know.
I just was weird, and then they are changing the plot to be like some like okay, I want to say girl boss, but that's gonna make associate me with like weirdos.
Right.
It does. It's a complete different. Like oh, we're gonna rally up and unite, and I'm like the cool leader.
Bro.
And
Are we
I
ruining
don't
Snow White?
I don't need to be an adaptation of the original Snow White either. Like Cinderella, I'm going to talk about how much I love the live action Cinderella.
Damn, man.
Like that was
Man's on it.
essentially the original with just enough added elements to spice it. And I'm like,
Okay.
you probably could do that with Snow White, or just don't remake Snow White.
I mean,
'cause
Snow
it's-
White's one of the few I've seen, and I quite liked it.
that is like the most seminal classic because it's
Aye.
literally the first.
It's literally the first one, bro.
Like maybe we don't need to go back that far, but also don't
Aye.
go back as soon as remaking Moana.
Facts. We just need to see The Rock.
Remake Home on the Range.
Oh my god.
Remake Atlantis: The Lost Empire, and I'm not joking about that.
I'm not joking.
I'm not joking.
I am
about that.
not joking.
Tom Holland's there. Yeah, no, Tom Holland's there. That little fuck ass twink.
Can't we
would look
remake?
great.
There
There's another guy. Who else? There was another guy recently that put on a
Oh.
fucking pair of circular glasses, and I was like, oh my god, he's just the guy for Atlantis.
Elton John.
Elton John.
Circular glasses. I just thought Elton John.
Not even Taron Egerton. Like
No,
old,
just
old
straight
Elton
in,
John.
straight to Elton John. Sidebar: Taron Egerton in Carry On. Watch it.
I've heard this.
Good film.
Do you know who likes that?
Who?
Hideo Kojima.
Bro knows we're back on it.
He also
He
said,
knows.
He also said, also I've been to that LA airport and the security were not that nice.
Damn.
I'm like, damn,
Okay.
Mateo. I'm really sorry about that, bro. I'm sorry to hear that.
Shooting down American LAX TSA, I guess.
Bro, do you know what? It's an American TSA. Like, they're probably giving him a fucking feel around. They're probably grabbing Hideo Kojima's balls.
Definitely.
His,
They were like,
his
bro,
death strandings, you know?
what's in your case?
Bro, should we have connected? Bro, you don't want to see what's in his case. Like, Hideo's probably got fucking whimsy in his case.
He's got some
He's probably
shit
got
in
like fucking like his suitcase probably looks like the Joker's suitcase. You know what I
there.
mean?
It does. There's
Like
no organisation.
A live bomb and like a chattering pair of teeth. Like,
Facts, man. It's so true.
I want to quickly say I really think what the strength of Wicked to me is that it's a beautiful movie.
Okay.
It's I've not watched many movies recently that are just like what a great time at the
Sounding,
movies.
seeing.
It's just
all
very,
that.
it's loud, it's bright, it's shiny. The colours are fine. I'm sorry they weren't blasted to fuck with
Colours
the
look
original
fine, yeah.
visuals. They wanted to make it look real. I saw someone who, I mean, I've seen parodies of this, but the original one was earnestly like, here, look, I
Right.
buffed up the colour gradient. It looks so much better, and it's like overpoweringly so.
Right.
Like fucking Jonathan Bailey's blue shirt is like fucking sucking all the light, and like fucking here's Glinda, and she's so pink she looks like a fucking jellyfish. Like, no, the colour grading's fine. It's
We're in
it's
Charlie and the
actually
Chocolate Factory.
really beautiful and practical. How much of this fucking film is practical? Do you know the
Right.
big Jeff Goldblum face is real?
Makes sense, and yeah,
That's insane.
looks crazy.
Did they make that?
I'm glad we should do that more
We
often.
should do that. Look how it looks. Look how a practical movie looks live singing.
You can see it.
Or at least Cynthia and
Yeah.
Ariana were live singing, which again is another one where it's like fucking, alright ladies, come on. Stunt on us a wee bit.
I think everyone was.
I can't really, other than Peter Dinklage.
I couldn't tell,
Unless
anyway.
he was in like a goat suit and he was singing his song.
potentially.
But you know, it was a great experience. It's I came out of the movie and I'm like, I want to see that movie again because it was just really fun to watch that movie. You know, it was next to Avengers Endgame opening night.
Right.
And even then, that was just like people making noise for the events.
Right.
The only time I can recall a movie finishing and then everyone in the cinema in a UK and a Scottish cinema clapping.
People clapped at the movie.
Bro, the fucking 2 week time came out and I was like,
No, man. No, man.
And I joined in, I was like,
I will
fuck
not
it, cinema.
accept. I only clap at Craven tonight.
oh, fucking hell.
That's it.
Bro, the only slapping noises you'll be hearing is you try to wake me up.
Damn, man.
Like when you hear that, it's Graham, like, that's my head. Like, good. Oh, was my snare in it yet?
Is there a movie I'd clap at? There probably is a movie I'd clap at. I just didn't
Bro, if we'd have
feel
got
the need.
tickets for Interstellar at IMAX,
Oh, yeah, I'd clap to that. I'd be clapping the whole way through the film.
did you see people reselling them for like fucking 300 quid or something?
Worth it.
Well, yeah, it's a really good film.
Facts.
I'm clapping at Oppenheimer 2, Cuban Missile Crisis Boogaloo.
That would be an interesting movie film to see.
I think you could do it. I think
If
no
Barbie
one's
gets
got
a
it in.
second one, where's Oppenheimer 2?
Do you know what?
Where is Oppie?
You know, can you imagine? Warner Brothers is Barbie in it.
I think so.
Yeah, because it's on HBO, I think. No, what am I talking about? I think it is Warner Brothers. Anyway, those people who are making Barbie, do you think they'll just be going up to like Christopher Nolan and be like, we're going to do another one. Do you think you want to do another one too? Like,
Do you think
when's Christopher Nolan's space movie coming out? Mind he's got one.
Well, I
one-
don't
one-
know, but he's not working with Warner Bros. Next. I think it's a different studio he's doing it with. Whatever it is he's next doing.
Okay.
Because he had like a big... He was just working with Warner Bros. for ages.
Yeah, I suppose
I think he's not doing that now.
But even then, the people who make barbecue sandwiches come, oh, Chris, you're making a new movie. Do you think we could release our movies together again?
Please, it worked so well last time.
That did
Like,
really good for us last time.
Yeah.
Do you know what didn't work? Glicked.
Glick had never worked because
It was
culturally no one
I
accepted
know.
it as a thing that was happening.
And that was because we just knew it was. I mean, it was a funny idea.
Like, how did
for
the
some, but,
phenomenon of Barbenheimer begin? Like, we really need to analyse that to analyse how it might happen again.
Because do you know what it was? It's because they were so diametrically opposed.
That probably is. Yeah.
Wicked and Barbie are Wicked and Barbie. Wicked and Gladiator aren't obviously similar,
I mean, yeah.
but
They are
I don't know,
diametrically opposed still.
there's
But
just like weird gel between them. I can see some weird things where they mush together.
is it maybe that?
They're both
like-
like sweaty movies, like where it's like grounded.
There
One of
is
them
some
just
sweat.
gets singing, one of them gets fighting. Barbie is a pink, twee, completely differently filmed and shot movie compared to like a fucking black and white, just fucking miserable and
Look, bro,
oppressive. Like,
Remember when we nuked
do you
Japan?
remember
Like,
the fucking war, Graham? Albert, see when I sent you those fucking equations?
Yeah.
I thought we might blow up the world. I think we did.
bro.
Like, those are so... They're not even connected.
Yeah.
Wicked and Gladiator share some sort of cinematic tissue because they're both epics. They're both
Right.
big budget super
Okay.
films. Not that Barbie and Oppenheimer weren't, but they're made to be big spectacles, and they're both sort of they ground themselves in something. Even though Wicked's more fantastical, they still act like Wicked's living in a real environment. The environment of Barbie versus the environment of Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
Like
it's totally different.
It's so fundamentally opposed. Wicked and Gladiator are green and brown, right?
Right.
Oppenheimer and Barbie are orange and pink.
Right.
Now, no, not even orange and pink, like fucking grey and orange and pink.
Mm.
It's just, I know that
They're
sounds
so
weird, but
opposites.
if you look at them as their base colours, fucking baby blue and neon pink versus like fucking mud orange and grey. And then Wicked is like dark green with a little bit of pink, and Gladiator's dark brown. Like those go together better. I know that sounds strange.
That does sound very strange.
It's just because you have to understand that every single facet of Barbie and Oppenheimer were so opposing.
I think
there was not a single iota of crossover.
True. I think a lot of it might be that like no one wanted that to happen. Like no one was like it sort of just like occurred naturally.
Yeah.
But Glicked felt forced.
Yeah,
it felt like they wanted us to do it.
Barbenheimer was funny.
Yeah.
It just so happens that two movies are coming out on like the same time that are like kind of different as well. Like they're quite different.
Like we should just Glicked hashtag
Glicked.
and no one was like we don't want that. No.
Like that's
no.
How did that? No.
No. Who asked?
No. Who asked for this? But it's not even the worst idea in the world. It's just interesting to look at again the marketing side.
I would enjoy it to happen again. I just don't know when and what it's going to be.
Fucking Barbie 2 and fucking Oppenheimer.
Oh my god.
Or like Christopher Nolan's space movie.
Please no.
Untitled space film.
Mickey 17 and something.
Oh god, where is Mickey?
Whenever that's coming out again.
Captain America 4.
Oh my god,
Captain
no.
Mickey.
Captain Mickey.
Brave new unwatchable film.
Oh my god.
The battle.
No.
One of those films will be watchable.
And it's not the one with Harrison Ford.
It's not the one that
surprisingly.
Harrison Ford or Tim Blake Nelson. You know. Sorry to say, guys. Giancarlo. Fuck off.
That poor man. That guy needs a better agent.
Someone needs to get that guy into a fucking Christopher Nolan film.
Kevin, what you doing?
Fucking
Bro.
I get fucking hit by like Captain America 4 hits me like a fucking psychic attack.
Super effective.
I just fucking occasionally just get like flashes of like, oh, Giancarlo Esposito's playing fucking Sidewinder, the King of the Serpent Society, and I'm like, what? Then it's like, bro, they reshot the film 17 million times, and I'm like, like Akira, like, what?
There is people in the film. That's all I know.
I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that. I don't know for certain if that's real.
I think they're releasing it and then they're going to edit it and it'll be different the next time you see it.
Yeah. The home release, the Disney Plus cut, that'll be different.
Completely different.
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Partly Thunderbolts is like looking good though.
I think that always had like a good chance and it's looked good in all the things we've seen fit.
I think it's almost like a manufactured underdog.
A wee bit.
Like it's just like as a concept was always underdog, and it's just like they've been riding that high.
I'm here for it.
They're riding it well enough, I guess. I'm excited.
Definitely. Come on.
Aye, so with Wicked...
Back to Wicked.
Back to Wicked, it's just... I mean, obviously we can just sing the praises.
True, I mean, that's what we're at. Like, if you haven't seen it yet, what are you doing? Go see it.
I think, I mean, we're not the professionals about this, but... so obviously Wicked, the movie was an adaptation of part 1, of Act 1 of the musical.
Right.
And, you know, the musical is the same length as the first movie.
Yes.
Now, did you feel... Now, you obviously haven't seen it, so I can't say if you felt it was unnaturally added, but what did you think about the pacing of the film and like the sort of the length and that?
I thought that was fine. I didn't really notice that it was as long as it was. I was told it was long before seeing it. Not that was like a detriment.
No,
like, I was like, I can't see this now.
Too long.
It was
120 minutes, please.
Yeah, I felt like it was paced fine. If we're cutting anything, what would you even cut? That's the question.
I don't feel like think of that for a minute because that's a really interesting thing.
Yeah, like I don't know if there is anything you would cut.
If you can be like, oh, what if we cut this? It's like, is that for the original or is that added? Because there is stuff that is very much added. They've drawn out some series and they've straight up added a couple of wee things.
Right. Well, I'm assuming, like, I think you could cut the flashback Elphaba's birth and you could do that quicker or trim it, whatever. But I think that's there for part 2.
Maybe, but interestingly, that was one of the added ones.
Okay,
well, in the musical, she literally just says she was born and it sucked.
I think you could cut that, yeah.
Well, do you know what they do? They do the birth scene.
Right.
Because that's part of the song.
But all the extras with like Nessa or whatever.
Yeah, all that stuff is original.
Right. Well, I think you could cut that because although it does help with the struggle, so it makes sense. Like, it's helping us empathise and like humanise Elphaba. What else you could? I think you could trim when they run away with the lion cub. You could trim that down a bit.
Or just the scene in general. The
scene. What? I think like it's important for like that relationship.
Yeah.
Which again is, I think, more important in part 2, if I had to imagine.
Yeah, that one is all from the musical. That's not original. That's all
Right.
like that. Well, I mean, they changed the circumstances. Like it's not. I think Elphaba just like fucking literally knocks them out or some shit. She doesn't use like magic poppies, which is more. That's more a reference to Wizard of Oz because the poppies. That's the thing about a lot of these references. This is a very much like a like solo stuff. I've heard a lot of people say Wicked Part 1 is just the story of how Elphaba got her broom.
Right. Okay.
The Wicked
Yeah.
Witch of the West got her broom. And
Right.
you know, there's a couple of references and little moments in this that are just like, you know, like, oh dude, this is from the Wizard of Oz. It's like, how did Han Solo get the stripe on his racing trousers, you know? Not that I have anything for it, but it's just like, oh, the poppies, because Wizard of Oz.
Okay. You could definitely trim the when they're beefing and they're like just doing pranks on each other. Like you could trim that a bit, but that's a song, so
Oh,
I don't really know if you could trim
how
that.
did you go this long and not even mention fucking What Is This Feeling? I love that one too. That's a great fucking song. Loathing. That's Me and You.
Yeah.
It's fucking Me and You the night after Craven. Like,
that is good. There's not a whole lot you could
well, you
cut or
see
trim.
that you are literally kind of pressing yourself
You could-
here.
trim Emerald City a bit. I don't know how. I suppose to cut you'd need to know where's 2 going and would it look like an outline, like when they sat down and were like, we're doing Wicked as a movie.
Yeah.
How's that looking?
Well, the question is like, what do we need to remember? And then, of course, if we want to do it as 2 parts, like,
Aye.
what do we need to add? What do we need to make sure to preserve? Because everything with Fiyero is really important for the next one. Just their relationship is just a thing that will keep going.
Aye.
So yep. Knowing more about her backstory is just better from sympathising, you know.
Yeah.
They added more animal stuff, like the bear nanny is like original.
Right.
But that's like, oh cool, even from birth that she was friendly with animals.
Hmm.
Excellent. Just cements her like love animals more.
Yeah.
The whole sequence in the ballroom and the dance is original.
Right.
Like I can't actually remember in the original show. I think they
I mean,
I can't
that's
remember how
better.
they just go to being friends, but like
Yeah, because like I needed a reason.
well yeah, aye. There must be something in the musical, but they do literally kind of just jump. I think they must.
And I'm only accepting it because it's a musical. Like in any other like genre, I'm not accepting that term like at all.
What like that? Oh yeah. Because that's the thing. See, when I first watched Wicked, I was about like a lot of things do just kind of like happen.
Aye.
Like Elphaba and Fiyero talk once, and now they're in love.
Yeah,
But like they also sang a song about it.
Yeah, I guess.
So, like-
and that is how it's done in musicals.
Yeah, that's all. This feels like a musical, which is good. Yeah, everything that was there was like for the next one, and the stuff that was really added was pretty much mostly for just cementing stuff
Mhm.
and like for busting up the next one a bit
I mean,
more.
in terms of adaptation, it makes it's pretty good.
Well,
then.
yeah,
'Cause,
aye.
like we've only added and strengthened.
Well, everything
the
that's been added
source.
just feels like it should have been. It was like part of it anyway. And,
Aye.
like they've managed to just successfully add such visual and like audible zhuzh to like the just slightly longer regular sequences.
Yeah.
You said that at the Emerald City. Again, that's interesting. See the whole stage show bit.
Aye.
That's all original.
That's just to get the actresses in though.
Yes.
Like, that's just to get them
So
in.
that's that's Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth.
Yeah.
And the woman who says he must be a wizard, she's the one who wrote the stage play. That's Winnie Holtzman.
All right.
Also, the guy who says the wizard will see you now. That's Stephen Schwartz. That's the fucking guy who did Wicked, the musical.
All right.
I think someone said to
We
me
got
like
the
Gregory
whole crew
Maguire's got
back.
a camera on it. There's just a bunch of folk in there.
Yeah.
Like the guy who's doing the announcing is like a big friend of Stephen Schwartz and does a lot of
Right.
acting. Just a bunch. There's a bunch of just random cameos by cast. Glinda's mum's played by a former Elphaba.
Right.
Stuff like that. So yeah, it was cameo central, but someone was like, it's literally like an MCU level cameo, but it was
Yeah.
fucking amazing. It was actually really good, and I really have it. And it's kind of like, okay, sure, it's lower. I think they do just in the musical kind of just offhandedly go, "This is the Book of Spells that was
big
written by the
book,
ancient
man.
ones." Like,
Yeah.
cool, let's just zhuzh up. We'll have the actors come in and sing and
We'll
do
have
very
a wee
well.
thing song, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, again,
It's
like,
weird
it
that,
was
like-
good. It was meaty. It was.
So that's an original song then.
No, One Short Day is from the original. It's
Oh,
one of my
okay,
favourite songs as
right.
well. Again, I've not even mentioned that. It's one of my favourite. It's like my favourite song
Man,
before I
was
even
about to
watched
say,
the show.
like, man, they've just wrote this song for this one scene and it actually just fits the whole
See,
tone.
they just keep going up until the point where like literally they've just added in that bit in the middle with the
Right.
stage show. See the bit where they all come off stage and then Idina and Kristen are just like, "Who's the mage? Who's the mage?" That's where the song carries on. That's when the
Right.
original song. So all the whole stage acting,
Right.
the nice acting, that's all original.
Okay.
I fucking hit those notes a wee bit. I think. Can
Damn.
we just talk about that quickly?
Okay.
I hit that a little bit.
Man was,
They are doing 2 original songs in the next one.
for 2.
Yep.
Okay.
But
How long's 2 going to be? 5 hours?
well, that okay. So
Act 2s are notably, most of the time, I think, shorter.
yeah, definitely.
So, like,
I
how
feel
are we
like they
doing
can't have
that?
another 2.5 hour movie. But there is already things that they can add, and we've already seen set leaks, trailers, all this sort of stuff that's like, okay, if they put that in, that at least adds 10-15 minutes. They could easily do something
Right.
like that.
Okay.
Or there's, I was watching a video about like theories and that where like There's a bit where Glinda sings a reprise of a song, and
We don't really need
like,
that, do we?
well, it's rather than cut that really short reprise, they might just make that a whole new original song.
Right.
Because it's a big deal moment. So rather than just having her sing a couple of lines of an old song,
Right.
she could either have a longer reprise or sing an entirely new song, which is like,
Right.
yeah, okay.
Fair.
If like they've got the team working on it, they worked on the original as best they can. Like, yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
Again, I don't want to say too much without spoiling things for you. It's just it's a lot more trepidatious because they just fundamentally do need to add more in this part 2 if they want to make it as long as part 1. First of all,
Right.
the fact they've been very publicly we're doing 2 original songs, that's
Aye.
like, oh, alarm, like ding ding ding
Oh,
ding.
excuse me.
But then he's a bit like, yep, we're gonna do like we're gonna do the ones obviously you want. There's the songs for part 2 include Thank Goodness, As Long As You're Mine. God, what's the fucking one where she done No Good Deed,
No good deeds.
and then For Good, the namesake of the show is
For good.
it's like I think it's honestly like I say it's the second last song, but I think the second last song is just like the pure choral reprise ending
Right.
song. Like
We just
For Good
do
is
that
like
again at the end.
essentially the defying gravity of this one.
Right.
So yeah, he's like, we're gonna do all these. We know the beats we need to hit, and I trust him. He seems to know what he's doing with the first one,
Okay. Fair. Agreed.
and it's fun to look forward to so quickly. You know, again they filmed it together.
Uh-huh.
We've only got a year to wait. Like
I mean, yeah, it's like not many people do that these days. Lord of the
Exactly,
Rings, I think,
yeah.
done it. This done it.
we're gonna wait fucking 10
Mission
years.
Impossible done it. But
There might never be
that's
another Star Wars film.
Probably not. Never. Nah. I think it's dead in the water. Ian.
Although I guess if we even talk more about part 1 and part 2, yeah, like Mission Impossible was like fully cut. Fast and Furious as well. Did they film those 2 together or anything?
I don't know.
I feel like they had
Maybe.
some of the last one, but then they just went silent again. I don't know. But yeah, it was a fun idea. I guess.
I think it makes sense.
I think you're right. Maybe with Wicked you just have everything there, and it's like a stage show. But then again, you would have had to have done work.
Yeah.
because,
Like continuity wise, like, I think it makes sense.
well, yeah, that. But then part 2 goes to some new places, so you would have had to have made new sets.
Yeah.
Like there's things in part 1 that will come back, but then there's things in part 2 that's a bit like, oh,
There must be like a studio looks at it and says it's more cost prohibitive to do it together than to wait 2 years and then do it again.
well, yeah,
Like,
probably.
that is probably what it
That
is.
must be to do with musical stuff as well. I mean, these sequences. I mean, I guess this is kind of weird because obviously every time you film a sequence in a fucking movie or a TV show or anything, it's a sequence.
But yeah.
But I feel like staging an entire musical set piece.
Aye. Takes
like,
a lot of time.
Yeah, so if you can just factor your entire budget around, let's just hit every beat now.
Aye.
Like it'll probably cost us maybe a bit more now, but then we'll
Yeah.
recoup like half of it, like 1 year and a half of it the next year. Excellent, cool, steady fucking cash influx.
Yeah.
Probably base that with the fact that they might be banking on this to be very profitable,
I would
merchandisable stuff like
imagine,
that.
Yeah,
Potential
definitely.
spin-offs,
I
don't-
guess.
They've said like, well, they also said we have been talking about our options. That doesn't necessarily mean we're going to do like an adaptation of the other
Aye,
books, for
yeah.
example. Please God no. But like they just are a bit like, well, this could be a thing. So and again, if it was maybe easier to get everyone in the room for John to be like, look, if I just have everyone here, we can just do everything all in a row.
Aye.
Like we don't because even though part 1 and 2 are different, there might even be like a time jump. It's not so egregious. Nothing's
Right.
so dramatically different.
I
Ariana
think,
just wears a different dress.
and you'd want like movies obviously shot out of order, so you can maybe I don't know. Emerald City's probably in the second one, right?
Yeah.
So we're probably just
Like
reusing that set.
Yeah, while we have the whole Emerald City set up, just do every Emerald City scene there.
Yeah, we'll do all that right now.
Munchkin
knock that
Land,
out.
like there's a bunch of Munchkin Land scenes in the second one. Spoilers.
There you go.
Like, I mean, I say spoilers, obviously not, because like that's where Nessa is. Like, the prevailing thought that really people are having is so the one spoiler. I don't even know if it's a spoiler to tell you this because based on the
Oh
first
my
one.
god.
Part 2, like, sort of walks into the Wizard of Oz.
Right. Yeah.
Like the Wizard of Oz is like involved in part 2. I mean, obviously. You see the fucking prelude to part 1 is after
Oh,
she's
yeah.
dead.
You see them.
Like, you see fucking the team from the back.
You see the squad.
And as you've said, like, even without spoilers, you know that some of these characters are related to, like,
Yeah.
some of the characters of Wizard of Oz.
Potentially.
So, like, part 2 will actually have Wizard of Oz happening at that time.
Right.
So it's a bit like, what if anything, if
Handing
they want
off.
did they want to do anything around that?
Bro, we're just remaking Wizard of Oz after this.
Someone said that. Someone was like, "Ooh, is John M.
Bro.
going to do like a Wizard of Oz?" Like,
Maybe. Is that
is
the
Dorothy
options
gonna
they're
be in
thinking
this?
about?
Because she's not in the stage play as such. You do
Right.
not see her religiously. You do not see her. You hear her like
Okay.
crying off screen at one point.
Right.
But you do not see her. You don't really have any interaction with her. So I'm like, should they preserve
I mean,
that or
Wizard
like?
of Oz itself is a stage show, I guess.
It's true in a weird way actually. I feel like I did see once that someone did do like an actual stage musical of the Wizard of Oz.
Got
maybe
to have
based on
done
the
it.
movie.
Got
Maybe
to have
would
done
make
it.
sense.
Come on.
It's fascinating to wonder like where they could go because it's a big franchise, a big marketable. It's
Yeah,
doing
definitely.
well. It's making good box office numbers.
Uh-huh.
Every single brand on the planet has a tie-in.
Right. Probably.
Like this is I feel like it's one of the most infectious
Things that's everywhere
like merchandising wise. I
Yeah.
thought I walked into a shop in the past 3 weeks.
and not seen
4
a wicked
weeks and
thing.
just not seen a big Wicked fucking placard.
True.
And
It
which
is
I'm not
everywhere.
necessarily complaining about. It's just insane marketing budget,
Mhm.
which is kind of when we're like, how have they fucking teed the cost?
That's
They
the
filmed
musicals, man.
2
I
films
guess.
back. Well, yeah, I mean, maybe it's the opposite. Maybe there's something about these that are just cheaper to film. Like, I don't know, maybe they do just have to tee up their fucking musical set piece
guess.
and then just film it all. It's like, go, cut print, we're done. Like,
Could be. It is like
we're not having to flip cars every 5 minutes.
well, it is mass general appeal. Like everyone sees it.
Well, yeah,
All the
yeah.
kids
We're talking
see
about
it.
the actual film itself, and you can
Loads
you
of families.
can reliably put money into it. Yeah, as a result,
Mm.
I think it was good to bank on. Although this movie's
Aye.
been in the works for a while. Did you know that?
Must have been like 8 years probably.
They've been going back and forth with this for a long, long time. Not just to actually, like it's been cut and cancelled and blah 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 until they
Aye.
only just nailed it down proper in the past like few years. But it was, I feel like it was always a solid bank on. I mean, the musical being as big as it is, and then it's
True.
just a Wizard of Oz. You know, it's marketable, like good
Mm.
guy, like sassy girl, like really pretty girl who's mean, like the character archetypes are easy to just glub onto. Jonathan Bailey's very pretty, the
Mm.
Wizard's very silly, stuff like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
And yeah, I think as a result, it's great. It's like a very cool thing to see in 2024. It's a
2024.
very big marketing experience for a film. I mean, it's like old Disney
I think it's
or
like
like peak MCU
yeah, along those lines.
in a good way.
Yeah, the good side.
Yeah, the good side of those
This
things.
isn't Eternals
Like
IMO.
really great films to just go out to the cinema and watch. You go, oh, that was a good film. I just had
Yeah.
a great time watching a film.
Mm.
And you know, obviously, there's films that are designed out there that make us think, and films out there that make us like fucking feel and analyze.
This wants us to sing.
Yeah, that's wants us to sing and wants you to just show you like really cool, bright things and loud sounds, and
Mhm.
you just come out feeling like, yeah, great, cool. Can't hopefully be another one, and can't wait for that. And
Yeah.
there's a bunch of merchandise in that.
Mm.
It's like a really less obtrusive version of Frozen, I think,
Right.
or maybe as
Man
obtrusive
hates
as
Frozen.
Frozen. I don't hate
Perhaps.
Frozen. I just Frozen was everywhere. Remember?
Well, yeah, that's well I only like was opposed to it because of its like
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
It was
like,
everywhere.
I've never really felt any anger about Wicked.
it refused to leave me alone.
Like I never felt any like anger about Wicked
I kept
because of
hearing
what
it.
I've seen.
True.
Fuck you get trauma,
Bro,
bro.
sorry, I just let
You
it
really
go.
get trauma with that.
I've not even seen the whole first film the whole way through.
Well,
I've only seen it.
The thing
like,
is,
in
I
bits.
actually watched Frozen as soon as I was able to.
Bet it's
And
really
I
good.
feel like the thing about Frozen as well, though, is I really get super into it once it was out, and they realised
Uh-huh.
that, oh shit, people fucking love this
Aye,
film.
they love
Like,
Frozen.
obviously, we'll do the usual Disney amount of marketing and toys.
Right.
But then, they were like, oh, holy shit, look at all the fucking money.
Yeah.
Like, so they were like, right, quick, just keep going. Like, do not stop.
Don't stop the Frozen train.
So, like, with Wicked, it was more about, like, we're going to just front end it because
Aye.
we expect it'll do well.
Hmm.
And they made a good movie and it's doing well.
A safe bet.
And I'm like, cool. I feel like maybe let's check back in a couple of months and like, well, I don't know, because there's a second one coming out. It's almost as if they've got a trick lined up where they
Right.
can just stop doing the Wicked 1 merch and just start doing the Wicked 2 merch. And we're
Yeah.
like, well, I can't really get angry because now there's the new movie coming
I
out.
think
So
we'll have like 4 months of like we don't really speak about it, and then it's like Wicked 2.
yeah, I think that's probably the safest thing. That's what I hope, because it gives us a wee bit of break, and then they can be like, right, guys, guess what time it is?
Remember,
oh,
it's time.
it's time, Mariah Carey, it's time.
Let's lock in. Get Wicked.
Oh, no, I've really said, I think, as much as I can think to say, because I just want to speak passionately about it. It's just, it was a great time.
Let you know,
Could
Wicked.
probably criticise
Good
if we
film.
wanted, I guess. As we said,
I don't have a lot of criticisms, if any.
it's because it's not got a lot of depth to it. We also don't feel the need to criticise as much. I think I was saying this
Right.
to myself or to you when I first saw Wicked, that like I'm not going to go after it too much because it was just an experience. It was just a good experience.
A good time at the movies.
And musicals do just do that. It's kind of how we referred
Yeah.
to earlier, with like how things maybe happen too fast, but they had a big song about it. And I'm like, this is just
That's just
the
what they do.
musical experience.
That's just what they do.
And it was really effective at conveying the musical experience. Cut pig, kill the pig. Like easily done.
Let's see.
But I was saying about the sort of the marketing and the whole sort of Wicked fever not being too obtrusive.
Right.
And you did say to me,
Hold on, before
that you
we
had
go to that, hold on.
Oh, hang on, you.
I kind of want to speak about like movies 2024 so far, like the year and end, I guess, because like obviously Wicked's getting some like awards buzz, which I don't think is surprising, but I was a bit surprised, I guess, that it was.
Okay. Oh yeah, you did also say
Because,
you wanted to mention
like,
this.
Well, I'd need to look back again what's come out, what's in the running, I guess. I was just a bit surprised that like a musical's doing so well. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I expected like probably original song, whatever. Probably getting that.
Well, I don't think it would, because there is no original songs. They're all adapted.
Okay. Well, I don't know if it'll make it. I don't know if it gets in that
It's
category. It might
it's
not.
on. Is it not been shortlisted? I think it's been Oscar shortlisted for like sound,
Hmm.
audio mixing, stuff like that. I don't
Right.
know if they've even shortlisted for actors and actresses yet.
They-
But
they
obviously
have.
have they?
They've been shortlisted.
Is that Ariana's in there?
Yes. Pretty
Right.
sure.
Okay. So, yeah. Do you know what it is?
Like costumes, I knew that was happening. Obviously,
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like that.
all
Right?
the other stuff.
All those ones I was expecting to
Deadpool and
see.
Wolverine get fucking shortlisted
Yeah,
for like
that's
fucking effects. Like,
Ridiculous. Like, aye. But
bro
I'm
thinks
not
he's
saying
Black Panther.
bro, literally, where was fucking what's her name? Where was her Oscar?
Go on.
I can't remember her name. Damn it.
Can you reference anything about who you're talking
It
about?
will come to me.
What was she in?
Shuri's mother.
Angela Bassett.
Yes, Angela Bassett. Where is her Oscar?
You can't just say, where is her Oscar?
Where is her Oscar?
Mikey Madsen, like, I know her great apparently. Like,
I know, but I mean, aye,
That's what I was
that's gets controversy happening now
that's
anyway.
what?
So aye, does aye. So we can get to that. I'll think about it
Okay,
later.
aye.
Focus. But I'm not saying that. I mean, Cynthia Erivo especially should like probably get some props for this.
Yeah.
But I'm just surprised it's getting so buzzed.
Well, okay.
But
so,
and it is a short list. I understand, but like,
well, yeah, but you know, I think
I
there's a
just want to push
guarantee
it out
it'll
there.
be up for one, and I think there's
Uh-huh.
even a strong chance it'll get one.
I imagine it's winning something.
Maybe
There.
even one of. No offense to the I'm looking around as if I'm going to get shot. Like, no offense to the greater film community as a whole, but like
Yeah,
the less ones,
I feel like,
audio mixing.
but this is what I'm meaning. Like a lot. I don't know what else I've saw this year. And granted, I've seen like Longlegs, which obviously isn't getting an awards buzz. Duh.
That's a horror movie.
It's a horror movie.
Yeah, so you're not going to enter that.
So the things I've seen haven't necessarily been in that, like looking towards that in the future. But I can't think of any that I would like say immediately that. And this happens every year.
yeah,
Like at the end of
it's
the
all
year,
back ended, bro.
facts. The
Everything
Brutalist
that
is
I've
coming
seen-
out. Anora's coming
What
out.
did you say there?
Brutalist.
Yes,
whatever,
Brutalist.
like,
That's what I'm like.
all
yeah.
these crazy films, Conclaves, like just come out or whatever, and they're all like the films
Yeah,
to
they're the
win
films.
the Oscars, but they just don't come out early in the year for some reason. Don't know
Do you
why.
know what? I'm going to quickly consult. So I stopped doing my like Twitter thread, but I actually still keep a
Right.
list of things I've watched this year.
Oh, okay.
Now obviously you've probably watched a bit more
It's a
than me,
smart
especially
individual.
horror wise. But
Well, yes, man, I've watched all of the Friday the 13th movies this year.
God, yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Let me quickly just Sonic 3.
So
So
Tom Cruise, me 5 stars. Like straight away.
literally the Barbie one, fucking the one for Knives Out. I suspect 5 stars. Right. So because honestly,
I'm right, aren't I?
well, yeah,
I'm
what
joking.
actually came out this
Joking.
year? Well, okay, do you know what it is?
Go on. Let me.
Well, it's
Enlighten me.
because Wicked is such an event movie that's happening at this time.
Facts, yeah.
But
it's
it's
caught the
also
wind a bit. Do you think?
Well, it's also a little bit out of the norm.
Right. Yeah.
Think about if Star Wars was still doing its Christmas releases.
Right.
So you'd be getting, and they were still good.
Mhm. Oh.
You were getting like, okay, again, sorry to be a dick. Last Jedi comes out, right?
Right.
Last Jedi is great, and everyone's saying that. No, they're not. It's like a good form. Force Awakens comes out, it's a really
Yeah.
good
There you go. There you go.
form movie. And everyone's like, that's really
You
great.
had it.
But it's just like a franchise film.
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
like a Disney film. So it's
Uh-huh.
like really good, but it's like,
Yeah.
you know,
We know.
it's not like jumping out the door.
like,
It's like
okay.
good. I mean, maybe Force Awakens isn't the best because
Aye.
it was so different. But you
it's
get
like
the vibe I'm going for.
before Black Panther came out, right?
Mhm.
They were like, "We see you, but you're
Yeah,
not
you're
there."
like cool,
Yeah.
but you're not like really detailed
Yes.
or depthful or that.
Like, you're going to the amusement park. We are going to the opera.
Well,
like
yes,
that kind of thing.
yeah.
And then Black Panther came out, and they were like, "Right, okay, we see you. You've done like a really cool thing for like this specific culture."
Yeah, you're like
That we're gonna give you
you're
the
such
props
a
here.
landmark and representation
Exactly.
in your field, and like I mean, they also have really. I mean, certain things about Black Panther really did go for it. I mean, the
Facts.
music, Ludwig Göransson as always. Although again, I would really push you. They're doing a concert for the Infinity Saga, like Marvel officially, and I'm like, I would
All
want
right.
that because I fucking love the MCU music.
You're
It
big into
constantly
that.
gets shat upon. Except like again like Ludwig Göransson, though, he's cool and special, and I'm
Fair.
like, he's great.
Bro cooked.
But like, dude, like Laura Cartman on Captain Marvel, surprisingly great. Like.
Let's
Stuff
go.
like that, which
Let's go.
I'll fight those battles as I want to.
Go
I mean,
on.
Alan Silvestri's Avengers theme is iconic. You can't fault that. Michael
True.
J. Keaton and Spider-Man is like actually doing really well.
Mm.
Wicked is first off Hollywood darling, as you say,
Yes. Yeah.
old-fashioned musical.
It's got
So
the
the
history.
Oscars folk will love it.
True.
But I do feel like it came out at the Oscar season, but it was sort of so on its own. It's like, look, it's a really big budget, fancy movie. It's really production designed up the nut. It's really costume designed up the nut. And it's like, it's a classic. We love Wizard of Oz. We love old cinema. We love
Remember?
musicals.
Yes.
So I think it's so fundamentally it's such a big. And again, even though it's like it's not super elite and thought provoking in certain
yeah.
ways, it's also not tied to things that aren't that. Like I don't have to like when fucking like Last Jedi comes out, it's like okay, well like Also, The Phantom Menace, which I
Yeah.
like those movies, but you know what I mean? Like, you're
Ooh.
not, you know, when, like, fucking Black Panther 2 comes out, like, also, you know, like, Secret Invasion, even though those are out. But you get what I mean?
Ooh, yeah.
Like, Wicked is its
Rough.
own thing at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like,
See what you're
whoa, what a big thing is happening right now at the time that we happen to be looking at
Oh my
who should we
God.
get awards.
Yes.
I'm not saying Wicked chose to come out now for the award season.
For that, no,
Probably
I don't
chose to come
think
out
so.
now for the money, for the time of year. Like, you want a big Christmas movie? It's great,
Yeah.
a great idea.
And there isn't another one.
I think it just, well, yeah, exactly. Like, it was fucking, yeah, it's already had its time. The best thing that could have potentially faced up to it was fucking Moana 2.
Oh, red one.
Obviously not a red one. Gladiator 2, but, you know, Gladiator 2 was never going to match up to that.
True.
Do you ever think did you think they thought Gladiator 2 was going to make a lot of money? Or do you think they were just
No,
like,
I think they
we
were.
need something to make a good amount of money?
I think it. I don't know. It's marketed to hit, but I think it probably hit it. I think it made its money back and maybe made some profit. I don't think they were like, this is $1 billion.
Yeah.
There's no way they thought that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, do you think it's also like, you know...
Ridley Scott always seems to like bomb for some reason as well. I don't understand why.
I don't know.
But it's not like, I think Last Duel bombed embarrassingly.
Yes.
But like everything else I don't think has
But
bombed
was that movie not
embarrassingly.
bad?
I don't know.
We never watched it.
Exactly. That's the problem.
Why didn't we watch it, Graham?
Well, I actually don't know, to be honest.
I feel like we kept talking about going to see it and we just like... I felt like we just never felt like we could find the time.
And then it just appeared on Disney Plus one day.
Yeah, he just was like, alright, I guess it's on streaming now. Which just happens to every movie ever now.
So true.
No, I've got what I said. I just want to quickly like sort of zoom through and see the stuff that climbs out at me. I mean,
That is.
Aquaman 2.
Man, excuse me?
That wasn't this year.
Surely not, right? That was last year.
Madam Web. Right, okay. I have to pick out the good movies. Like, what's getting nominated for an Oscar? Dune Part 2.
That's shortlisted for loads.
But then that's getting kicked off a lot because it's a sequel. And they're like, no, you can't get sequel stuff on certain things. Like music. Apparently they can't get music because it's a sequel. And they're like, nah,
Okay.
sorry. Well, it's
Damn,
because he reuses leitmotifs for the original. So it's like, well, that's just music for the first one. So, bozo.
Bozo rip, I guess, man. Aye.
My Oscars, darling. My beloved challengers.
That's probably getting a few. That's
definitely
probably
getting soundtrack. Or at least it's definitely a nomination for soundtrack.
Probably. Could see that, seeing some things.
Well, Love Lies Bleeding. Which, again, I don't think that's going to win any Oscars, but
Nah.
I'm thinking about elite movies that aren't just like MCU. Like, fucking, look, I've got X-Men 97,
Aye,
Bad Batch
aye.
Season 3, Madam Web,
They're not in it, unfortunately.
Furiosa, which is criminal underrated, so that's not getting anything.
It might get some recognition, though.
Borderlands.
Yeah, let's not.
Beetlejuice 2, Joker 2, Venom
Beetlejuice
3,
2. Joker 2 could get like some weird thing, I think.
Gladiator 2.
Gladiator 2 again, like
And
that
then-
could be.
Aye,
There's
the
a
thing is, when
few-
I think about... Sorry?
They're all like, I feel like they're all winning the same category.
Aye,
They're all
getting
winning
nominated-
costume or
they're
something.
not, they're not getting like fucking like best actor. Although, I
Aye.
mean, they might get a random nom.
But that's where
Paul
like
Mescal
the
might
end
get
of the year
shortlisted for
stuff.
best actor. You'll be like, that's
Maybe,
fine. He
yeah.
was cool. But like,
Yeah.
I don't think he's getting it.
Nah.
I don't think he's getting a nom for that.
Nah.
Which, no offense to Paul Mescal, but they're going to pull out like fucking like Conclave.
Aye, that's
Like the
what's...
holdovers.
yeah.
Like, last year, I had no.
Oh
you
man,
can't talk about the
I
fucking
really wanted to
holdovers.
see that.
I had no idea about it until the Oscars, and then it.
Damn.
Well, also, we need to admit we live in the UK and we don't get in anymore.
True.
The-
We
the-
would be more locked in and kind of focused on it if we were not
Literally,
in here.
if we were fucking told about movies coming out and saw them,
Yeah.
the Americans have seen We Live in Time.
We don't see
15
it
times
until next
No,
year.
next year. Like, what is that about? How is that possible, bro?
I don't know, bro. I do not know.
I'm getting notifications about, oh, by the way, like the Pharrell Williams Lego movie is like on fucking demand. I'm like,
Yeah.
mate, we've not even released it yet.
Aye, like, when can I see it?
Like, I was going to say, can I see it first before I need to pay, like, fucking rent it? So, yeah, I think if you remove Wicked from the equation, it's actually
Right.
par for the course this year. Like,
Okay.
we've had some really cool movies throughout the year, but then all the cool fancy ones that nobody knows about happens
Yeah.
right now.
Or the prestige shit
Like,
right
as
then.
you say, Anora,
Yeah.
like fucking, like your Conclave, Brutalist, a couple of others I've heard. Queer's probably going to, like, get some numbers.
Yeah.
What was what was the one? Oh, well, I was going to say the one that is not going to get any attention, which deserves it, is The Substance. Like the
Yeah.
Substance.
I
I
think
don't
it
think
will.
again that probably wasn't teed for Oscars because that was technically like a month ago.
Right.
But that that was A24, isn't it? Substance A24. I think it is.
Might be.
I mean, everything's
I don't know.
A24 at this point. I feel,
Aye, A24 is like a vibe, not really like a studio, is it?
which is good though. I think.
I suppose I'm sure they picked them for that reason.
Yeah, well, it was September for us, by the way. Could I say like 20th September?
Yeah, but probably around then we saw it, to be fair.
Do you know? Actually, it's not A24. It was
Damn,
distributed by Mubi directly.
There you go. Maybe.
Ooh.
Getting involved.
But with that, stuff like that. Like, I'm not even saying they're teed for Oscars. It's just, I mean, Substance again is probably not going to get enough of a due. I don't know. It's made such a big cultural noise
Maybe.
because it's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you remove everything else, it's kind of like actually a normalish year for these types of things.
Right.
But Wicked is is it's actually a bit like a cultural moment, and maybe there's even a degree of that that's fabricated
In the
because
same
of the
way
marketing.
Barbie was.
Well, yeah,
Because no one thought Barbie was going to get nominated for Oscars.
no one really thought that. No, but then but here's the interesting part: Barbie was like unavoidable, and it did also get snubbed for a bunch, did it not?
Right.
And that kind of came out when it like as its own specific fun wee thing. Like this movie is. Meanwhile, it feels actually, if you think about it, tailor made
For the Oscars.
for the Oscars.
Yeah.
Beyond being like a fucking indie Oscar darling.
Right.
It's like big bombastic sets, audio and that, fucking musical Hollywood.
Bro.
Wizard of Oz.
It's hitting the 4 quadrants.
It literally is. Like it's chucking itself right out there. Again, I'm not saying they deliberately designed it to fuck with the Oscars.
Yeah.
I just like it's kind of like people are like, why is Wicked getting nominated? I'm actually a bit like, why are people surprised Wicked is getting nominated?
I guess.
I think it's like.
Why is this here not Mufasa, Ewan?
Fucking
Sorry.
You've so thoroughly derailed me there because
So sorry. Oh,
no,
man.
because like
It was cooking
Mufasa
as
is
well.
such a fucking concept. Like what are they releasing these films like this? What's up with Disney, bro? Like Moana 2 is just a fucking cancelled TV show, and then fucking
Facts, man,
Mufasa the
that's
guy.
what I said.
See, Barry Jenkins was like, "This is great, this is great, this is great," and then like a fucking week ago, like the check must have cleared, and he's like, "I just don't think I'm ever going to do a movie ever again." By the way, alright, cool.
Yeah, I'm dipping, bro. It's over.
Bro,
Sorry, man.
Craven the Hunter, Venom Last Dance. Where's Venom Last Dance, Oscar?
Oh, man. It deserved it.
Tom Hardy, mate. Tom Hardy's a fucking, one of those like.
It just slips
Underdog
under.
ones.
Aye, it doesn't really get a lot.
He should get shortlisted for Best Actor with Venom 3 Last Dance.
Service to cinema, right there.
Bro, there was 3 Sony Universe movies with this year.
They had to rush them out. We're not getting Alberto, you know what I mean? So, like,
I was gonna say, bro, we gotta get these numbers on the go. Marvel did nothing this year, so like fucking bro, get them Madam Web.
we're not,
Venom 3, Craven.
we need to hold it down while they're not releasing movies.
Bro, we do have to admit, and I'll come back to this when we do the Sony Universe episode, but unfortunately, we will not be getting Bad Bunny featuring El Muerto
Facts, man.
featuring Bad Bunny.
It is a travesty to never see what could have been, man.
Do you want to talk about Oscar
know.
films?
Exactly. All I'm saying. Watch this space.
I'm fucking that movie's biggest fan, bro. I've been in the fucking trenches since day one, you know.
Like, it could work. Like, trust me.
Bro, I'm literally like, sorry, bro. Just one more movie.
Just
right,
come on.
You've got Bad Bunny handled. Like,
Please.
let's go, bro. It's a really fascinating thing to look at, but I think when I at least get down to the details, I'm just like, yeah. Like, to me, yeah. I think it should
Like,
be. It will be nominated.
fair.
Maybe it should
Yeah.
be because, you know, it is like a cool, big, bombastic, fun movie time at the pictures, you know?
Yeah. I'm seeing it. I'm like, I'm bringing attention that,
No,
you know, I
it's-
wasn't
it's
expecting it.
I
But-
think what's going to matter is if it wins anything,
True.
what it actually
Yeah.
gets nominated for, and what if anything it wins.
What does that do for the sequel?
If Cynthia wins Best Actress, right?
Mm.
Well, that's
Are more people seeing the sequel?
well. First off, yeah, that's gonna like make Oscar
Probably.
award-winning Wicked, but then also like what a fucking weird thing to do, because even though Cynthia is amazing in that film,
Mhm.
I'd even argue she does deserve it if she gets nominated.
Yeah.
Like Mikey Madsen's obviously teed for that,
Right.
or like if we're lucky, like Margaret Qualley or Demi Moore, like substance
Right.
type stuff. And again, I'm not just trying to erase all the other
I
women
don't
who've
know
been
who's
filmed this year.
winning. I don't know who's
But-
winning actress.
In my head, like you've got the traditional Oscar winners.
Right.
So like if the big, super appealing musical theatre one wins it, it's like, oh, that's like a thing that happened.
Well, ooh.
That's like a bit of a no.
I mean, that's one of the big ones.
Also, maybe it's not going to be a cultural shift per se. I think
Mm.
people think that they should do music. If Wicked does well at the awards, I think people are going to think that they should do musicals,
Right.
and we're going to have maybe too many, or they're going to make odd choices as a result. I think.
I suppose I'd rather that happen though.
Well, yeah, it was different
Yeah.
for a while. You know, West Side Story was apparently good. You know,
Mhm.
let's get the Hamilton movie on the go.
Oklahoma. I mean,
Oklahoma's meant to come back.
I do
you
not
know.
want the Hamilton movie to happen.
Patti
because
LuPone is
you
still
know.
fucking kicking about, rocking that.
I mean, we've
slaying
done
every fucking song.
we've done Jersey Boys already.
Yeah.
But-
Did we ever do South Pacific? Does that ever get a fucking...
I don't know.
Patti LuPone's there, bro. She was in Agatha and she fucking absolutely demolished every audio. Get her in.
Just saying, man. Just saying. Let her cook.
I want to see Patti LuPone in Properties. After Agatha, I'm just like, do you know who's still as amazing as ever? Patti LuPone. Like, and she's just such a great character.
Ewan, let's do Cats again.
I promise it'll work this time.
I swear.
I swear it'll work this time, guys.
Taylor's much better now, okay?
I'm fascinated to see what the culture looks like once these things go past the initial stage.
Right.
I think it's inevitable that they'll get shortlisted. I think it's inevitable they'll get nominated for a couple.
I think they'll win something.
I think they'll absolutely will win like sound mixing
Right.
and probably costume design.
Okay. Could see something
But then
like that
if they like push higher, again, if like your best supporting actress, best actress,
happen. But where's the push, man? Who's there? Red carpet. Ariana. speaking words.
I speak once. Singing words even.
Give it to
They
Cynthia.
said they were like, oh, we'll sing together. I'm like, bro, do like
Why
Defying
not?
Gravity.
They're probably like.
I wonder if it. I suppose
They'll
I wonder
probably
if it,
present together.
yeah,
and
they'll
they'll do
do
a
or something
musical
like that,
number.
yeah. I
They-
wonder
yeah.
when you said that. I actually wonder if it could get nominated for songs. No, wait, hang on. Is there not best original song and best? Is there not like another song one?
I don't know.
I wonder if it's like has
There's
to be
best
original.
original score, and then there's original
But
song.
that's treating me as an Atticus Ross and Challengers. Now come on now, please.
Could easily be. I don't know.
Like,
yeah.
The
I feel
only
like
other,
they've
the only
got
other score
100
this year that
Oscars.
was so amazingly stand out
Hmm.
and like so wild but also like perfect was The Substance.
Bro, Substance banged a wee bit. Can't lie.
Bro, every time I have not even seen the I have not even seen the movie all the way through because I can't because that movie is going to give me nightmares if I watch it.
It
You've
will.
told me to my face you cannot watch The
Yeah,
Substance.
it's Cronenberg.
It's literally Cronenberg, but I am obsessed with the culture of The Substance and the concept of The Substance. Like I am taking The Substance while I'm on the beach that makes me old.
Yes.
Like what's happening there? Let's get crazy. Like, but I've heard a lot of the music as well, and I'm like, this is a fucking wild score, and I immediately understand everything the movie's trying to tell me from
I
it.
get the vibe.
So like, but I feel like the Substance is going to get the Snubstance.
The Snubstance.
I feel like we're going to miss a couple. I think probably
Perhaps.
Challengers will miss a couple. To be fair,
I think so. Again, it's recency bias.
I
Like,
think
Challengers came out
Zendaya is
start of
getting
the
a
year.
nomination for something. I think she's either getting it
yeah.
for Challengers or she's getting it for Dune.
Yeah.
Whether she wins or not, I don't know. But you know, I think
Different story.
something's going to push into the culture.
Right.
Surely Josh O'Connor and
The other one.
I was going to say Art's his real name. Art's his character name. He's a famous fucking guy. He's in musicals.
The blonde one.
The blonde one from Challenger. I think they must be getting shortlisted.
The cuck one.
I think Josh O'Connor definitely did get shortlisted. I was
Sorry.
trying to work.
Sorry.
The cuck one.
The cuck one. What's Josh O'Connor been in
Mike
this year other than
Feist.
Challengers?
Mike Feist. Josh
Mike
O'Connor
Feist.
is in something else actually.
I'm sure he is.
I-
Sure he is.
Josh O'Connor is in La Chimera.
No idea.
Man's in The Crown.
He is in The Crown, aye. I've not seen The Crown, but...
Bro, do you know what he's in? Fucking Wake Up Dead Man and Knives Out Mystery.
Oh, shit. There you go.
Fuck, bro. Oh, we get Wake Up
Everyone's
Dead
in
Man
that film.
and Knives Out Mystery next year.
Man.
Thank fuck.
Jesus. Daniel
That's-
Craig once again.
Daniel Craig once again. Fucking the priest for fucking Fleabag, also known as Moriarty.
Yep.
That actor.
Andrew Scott.
Andrew Scott, thank God. I need to watch All of the Strangers.
That's on Disney Plus, right? I think so.
I mean, a weird thing to put on Disney Plus.
Is it not?
Probably as well, but it just like they're
I think it
imagining
is.
that. Is that Andrew Scott and Paul Mescal?
I think so. It ain't not. It's definitely Andrew Scott. It might not be Paul Mescal, but it's definitely Andrew Scott. It's also got Claire Foy and Jamie Bell.
Those are cool, actually. Claire
Yes.
Foy especially.
Mhm.
Also The Crown.
Also The Crown.
Okay, interesting. So I'm flashing myself in and out now. And then I'm also then thinking about like what movies came out this year. What came out this year?
I don't. Well, I think we always do this.
Aquaman 2 did not come out this year.
I'd refuse to believe that came out
Aquaman 2.
unless it came out in like January.
No, it was
or
December. December 22nd.
But we saw
So
it.
we literally saw it in like January because it came out like the last few days of 2023. That's fine. Thank God.
Thank God.
Do you know, I was fucking
Thank
terrified
God it's
there for a
over.
minute. So you wanted to make that point there about
I just to kind of tap in on that, just because like obviously the
Andrew Scott, Paul
shortlisties
Mescal.
are out, so just kind of speak on it and be like, yo,
It's fancy. It's
I was
interesting.
a bit surprised that it got so much, but I guess why would I be?
But yeah,
hit.
but I mean, at first
And it's
glance,
good.
it's a bit like, well, this isn't like an indie darling weird movie. It's just a
Yeah.
fucking loud musical movie. But then obviously when you break it down its elements, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I can see maybe what's going on here.
There's a space for it there
Like I
at the
said,
Oscars.
we're holding space for it.
We are holding space for it.
I-
on that note,
I think it'll win something, but I think it depends on what it wins that'll be interesting. So yes, on that note, so you also alluded to this. So
yes, Ewan.
to take it back, I was talking about like the press, so the marketing, and one of the big parts of the marketing
Yes.
has been like a really fervent, wild press tour
It's
for
a
this film.
press push. Obviously, the actors do this
Yeah, of
every
course.
time they make a
That's
movie,
what happens.
don't they?
Movies get made, people talk about the movies at the
And
end.
they are paid to then speak to people about the movie.
But yes,
That's what happens, I suppose.
and Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande have been doing a lot of press,
Yes.
like a lot. I'm not going to say too much, but some have definitely said too much.
Oh, nah, damn.
I'm not even saying you've said that yet.
No,
but
I wasn't getting that vibe.
I've heard people say a couple of people say too much. Well, there's
Okay.
people who really like it, and there's a couple
Right.
of people who are like, oh, okay.
Well, I started one way, and then I transitioned to another way.
What's your point?
Right. So my point is, and I guess the ramp up to the marketing of the film before the release, I was seeing a lot of clips of them breaking down in interviews.
Yeah.
And I think I seen 2 separate interviews, but the amount I seen, I guess, like, pervasive, the amount it was everywhere I saw it, I felt like it was every interview they'd done, which was probably in the hundreds they've done, right? It might just be the only 2 occasions it happened, as far as I know. So I originally saw it and I was like, oh my god, man, like, really? We're doing this, right? Oh, okay. Sure, that's one way to get me to see the movie. And then I kept seeing it and I was like, man, like, it's really fucked up that this is happening, right? Like, why are they breaking down? And it seemed like an innocuous question. Like, why are we crying at that? And I was just like, what is going on? Like, why is this happening? And then I eventually came at the end and I was like, do you know what? Like, these are human beings, you know, of course.
There we go.
These are people like me and you. They have feelings and they're in one of the most high pressure jobs they could have, probably. They're paraded around in front of everyone their whole life. And you know what? They can cry if they want to. Basically is where I ended up at. But I was shocked at how, even after I had reached this epiphany, still there was people being like, die. Like, Ariana Grande sucks as a human being. She should die. I agree she sucks, but that's out with...
What do you agree she sucks?
I agree that she sucks as a person, but out with her performance in the movie and her actions in promoting the film don't justify that response.
They don't justify die.
Definitely not, right? And then you obviously when I brought this up to you, you were like, well, it's incredibly personal for both these actors, but especially Ariana, who's like lived with the role for a long time.
Although I will say, in fairness, I'm actually seeing, you know, I mean, Cynthia's obviously like a long-term theatre kid as well, so she's probably even get links that just haven't been as highly publicised as Ariana's ones are.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah.
And so like there's obviously this personal aspect to it, and they've filmed 2 movies, which is, I mean, a movie can go like, I don't know, months to film. So they've spent like a year on this one thing.
Yeah.
Finally...
They're also playing characters that are supposed to be in such a close proximity and so diametrically connected as well. So they are sharing emotions together.
Yeah, they're literally there every day together, singing to each other in a raw, emotional way, intimate way. There's a lot of emotions at play with that. So they're heightened at all times. And I mean, I don't know Ariana personally, obviously, right? But I think it's plain to see that there's a lot of changes happened to her in the last 3 years maybe.
That's an excellently diplomatic way to put it.
That would maybe lead you down a certain thought process, right? I don't really know what to say to that. But again, the fact that she is a public figure and I would say like a respected artist, even with obviously the personal stuff, which, you know, whatever, is its own thing, I'd say, it doesn't justify the response that she was getting. And I just think that's a bit fucked up, that we treat the celebrities this way. And I want to circle all the way back, right, to why are celebrities, man? Why do we treat them at all? Like some god on a pedestal? Why do we do this? Because it seems to be a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
How would you make of that?
I think, first of all, that was...
I was trying to be as... I didn't want to cancel us, usually.
No, I think you was the opposite. I mean, you were exceptionally profound.
Well, I was trying to, this is the way I went.
Arianators, please don't come for us, because we said that it's weird about what happened with her husband.
I'm sorry.
No, okay, so what you said I think is exceptionally profound and interesting, and I was really waiting for you to just stop after the crying bit, and I was going to be like, so Graham, first question, do you hate women?
Do you hate women?
Like...
We've been through this.
What we've just watched. See what we've just watched. Listen to, folks. Is Graham's Barbie experience and a minor.
It might be a microcosm of that.
No, it's not. It's a bit more than that. So, yeah, I mean, you explained the concept issue first and foremost, especially in regards to the example like Ariana and Cynthia.
Aye.
That I mean, there's a lot of factors here. I remember the one interview I saw that was initially where I was a bit like, why are we all getting upset? But then I watched it and it was they were being interviewed by someone who did Avenue Q, and they were like, no, that specific performance, that were a performance, is the one you were in. I remember seeing you, like, these things are all linked together.
Right, yeah.
So I'm like, okay, they do cry a lot.
I also want to say, I haven't seen the interviews in full. Like, I've
only
seen the clips.
Context. Yeah. Well, to be fair, I've never sat there and watched a full interview. I just, I when they cry, I at least want to make sure I go and watch why are they crying.
Yeah, I want the context immediately.
I remember for me, I was never like crying too much. I just was always a bit like, I was like, oh god, it marked as an interesting press tour, because I don't remember the last time I saw a press tour where they were always throwing any more emotion
exactly
than just giving answers.
I don't recall seeing any celebrity on a press tour cry.
Yeah,
Like, it might be the first time I've seen it.
like it's a
So
bit
I was a
mental.
bit shocked immediately from that.
But I think that for them, at least, I say there's a lot of things, especially like the type of people there. You know, just theatre girlies, living the dream, high pressure environments, everything you said. Celebrities, I think, are. I mean, first and foremost, they're public.
That's true. And
We all
that's part
see
of the
them.
bargain, you know,
Yeah,
for the
it's
wealth
the
and
Faustian bargain.
yeah.
Like you're going to be doing exceptionally famous, and people are going to love you, but people are going
Exactly.
to see you.
People are going to see you, and
It's-
all that entails.
You know what I mean? Honestly, like it's. I don't want to be like, oh, boo-hoo for the fucking multi-million-dollar, you know,
Yeah.
supremely amazing and
Woe is
beloved
me.
actresses and actors. But like, I mean, I've been a Star Wars fan online forever, so I've watched what happened with, like, you know, the actors for the sequel trilogy and stuff like that.
True.
And I've always looked at it in terms of, like, yeah, I mean, these people are they're public facing and they do choose that, but people tend to sort of believe that anybody that is public facing,
Yeah. They lose
and-
humanity. They just it's
well, yes,
immediately
that
gone.
you lose humanity, that you're supposed to act a certain way. Like, okay, cool, you're just going to get abused when you're online, for example.
Yeah.
Like,
There
I
is
going
like
on social media because everyone's
mm.
fucking rude to them. It's like, well, you just need to accept that because you're a famous person online.
Aye. I would say there's like an understood social like conduct rule book, I guess, that most celebrities do follow. Like, I've never seen Tom Hanks step out of turn.
Aye,
Do you know what I mean?
although
Stuff like
this is a thing that's
But that's maybe the older generation thing.
well, yeah, this is a thing that's really relevant in the modern era. Is that, like, you know, celebrities
Probably right, yeah.
are less and less taking that shit as they should. Not that Tom Hanks ever did anything wrong, but like,
yeah, well, let me say that, like, Tom Hanks of today is more outspoken about issues that he could maybe influence.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that's probably a net positive for the industry as a whole.
There's also the way he goes about it, though, but it's also them as a person. You know, the image of a celebrity is there's so much to it. A famous person has so many layers. I mean, Tom Hanks has always been in nice movies, and he's a respectable professional actor. So he then manifests that in the way he just acts as a human being in a social environment. You know, there's a lot more talk recently about people. I mean, Chappelle Roan recently, like, there was fucking quote-unquote controversy.
I saw this.
At an award show.
Refused. No, that's the thing I was thinking
What
about.
were you? No, you first then.
I was thinking she refused to endorse Kamala.
Okay, well, yeah, that's one of them. I was thinking that she was at an award show and she told paparazzi to fuck off because they were harassing her to get pictures and that.
Yeah,
and they're being
I saw that too,
dickheads, which paparazzi are their own little microcosm of issue here. But like, it's essentially, people are kind of angry at her as well for just having an opinion about it, and it's like, maybe you summed it up yourself. These are human beings, so there's why is there certain things that we are holding them on? And I think it's just, I mean, in the modern era, we're sort of reshaping our relationship with that to a degree.
Right.
As people are finding these moments, like how you found with, like, Cynthia and Ariana, you're kind of realizing that, like, I mean, come on, we're always parasocial. So parasocial relationship.
Honestly, that's like the crux of the point.
This
Is
is
like,
your
it's
fucking
just such
thing.
a weird time.
Florence Pugh is my friend in the real world.
Pretty much,
You know, because I watched all her movies and I think she's really cool and pretty.
I know her.
So I know her better than her family actually do.
Basically. And it's fucking weird, bro. Like,
God, I wish.
aye.
Jonathan Bailey, God, I wish. It's a lot of very pretty people.
I saw a video,
and
and you know, I won't go too much on it because, well, one, the video was like, it's basically went over my head completely. It's a very intense watch. It was a video by the leftist cooks.
I think I remember that name vaguely. So.
And they were speaking about Neil Gaiman.
Oh,
because
yeah, that's the situation.
Because they were a huge Neil Gaiman fan, and they were sort of going through this video and like trying to like tackle that issue, what is now an issue, and that how do they deal with like all the works of art, the great works of art that have been created by this individual, who now, for all intents and purposes, has ruined their entire reputation, and is no coming back from that.
Yeah.
And basically, I think the end of the video, this is kind of where I gleaned the point from, really, was that like we should kind of disconnect our relationship to celebrity in the, I don't know, admiration sense. Like, we should just see them as artists who just make art, and like that's all. That's where it should end. We shouldn't be like, they said this funny thing, now I understand their personality more and I like connect to them on this parasocial level.
Yeah.
We should just respect them at a distance, which I think is probably healthier, but is absolutely impossible in the current like landscape.
Yes, because here's the thing, money.
Obviously, like if I feel more connected to this artist, I'm more likely to see their thing.
Yeah.
Like, obviously.
If you think about it, celebrity as a concept, I mean, people being known is obviously a thing, but I mean, you think about like Hollywood specifically, old Hollywood stars, like stars were a thing.
Yes.
Like they were a machine back in the day, and it's just run off of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been, if you're famous, if everyone sees you,
Mm-hmm.
if people think you're relatable, but like they look up to you, if people start to really connect, parasocial, again, that'll bond in the depth of usually the financial side. I mean, I'm not saying all celebrities are just like some corrupt evil people. It's just, it's a machine that is older than us. It's a thing that's been happening for a while, so it's hard to just stop that because it's just how the system's been forever.
And
we're just always adding to that. Like, more and more people are becoming more famous.
random people are famous.
You know, social media is like a whole new spectrum to that.
TikTok's the devil. Like,
fucking, who is the Rizzler?
bro.
Who is Baby Gronk?
Oh my god.
I don't know. These words aren't in the Bible. Well, Baby might be, actually. And probably the.
Rizzler's in there too.
By the rivers of Babylon we sat, nay we wept when we remembered the Rizzler.
Sorry, man. Sorry. Derailed.
You've been on fire the day because you've been saying some so out of pocket shit that has fundamentally restructured my brain chemistry for like 5 seconds, and I just have to like fucking like my fucking astral form has to reconnect with my body for a second.
Man's got to reboot.
Like these, random people are popular. The schisms by which we're popular and famous are different now, and then just what being famous does with people, primarily in terms of making money.
Right. Yeah.
Now, fame inherently isn't bad.
True.
If you're good at something, like an actor or a musician, you should get recognition.
Yeah.
Also, parasocially, even then there's levels. Like your video sort of implying, I mean, we really respect them, but we celebrate them respectfully. There's a difference between I know you and I know what's best for you, and because that's just a natural problem. The problem is the more you see of a person, the more they talk about themselves, especially personal,
the more
or
you learn.
Yeah, the more you learn, the more you think they are sort of within your circle. That's just a natural human thing. But we just haven't been able to safely draw the line yet. And because it's constantly evolving and being thrown at us, I think it's been hard for the human race to really fucking
analyze
dial it back or express that.
Yeah,
because
I think with the immediacy of it all happenings and how everything changes so fast, like when we didn't have iPhones 20 years ago.
Aye.
Like, that's fucking,
like, bro,
that's a blink in the time.
That's like, fucking mental to me. That's fucking life is but a moment, a single grain of sand.
That's crazy. I mean? So, like, we haven't caught up with, I mean, look at even, like, the kids now, right? We haven't caught up with the effect that the things are having on people, and we won't until 20 years from now.
Yeah.
And then we'll be like,
it'll be completely fucking different by then.
There'll be something else that's fucking us all up.
Exactly.
You know?
We're all in the fucking AI minds at that point.
Literally. So we really don't know what effect it's having. I would say it's negative, but like, obviously
I think it is negative, and I mean, this is not to get us cancelled myself, but I mean, this extends to just the greater world and politics in general. Fucking like Donald Trump, fucking cult of personality, like celebrity, he's went to the White House. Elon Musk has convinced people he's get fucking 2 things worth saying by just making it look like he knows what he's talking about and projecting these things and wielding fame for these negative purposes, for money and for trust as well, I guess. Trust leads to money, but also trust leads to power, it leads to control. And obviously, I mean, it depends on how that's wielded. You know, I mean, I want to say that's not really relevant to Hollywood, and yet a reality TV star leveraged it into being president.
True.
And I mean, it's all about hierarchy and control and power at the end of the day. So yeah, I think the systems have always been there, and they were just simply molded and machine made to create these things, and now we as a human race haven't been able to properly, decompile our relationship with it in a safe way. And as you say, new things are happening so fast that we can't settle on one thing. That
we can't
stop. Like, okay, it's fucked up what we did to Marilyn Monroe, Graham, but now I have to think about Baby Gronk and the Rizzler.
Facts, man.
Like, I have to think about those guys at Costco. Like, why are they? Also, the routes to fame now are a bit much more diverse as well.
So many. It used to be you have to be on the TV.
Yeah, or you have to be really good at acting, or really good at singing, or
run a company.
Well, yeah, like be the president.
Aye.
But like nowadays, it's like this little boy who
have a phone.
Walmart.
Have a phone.
And it's like and it's a different type of fame as well.
Yeah.
But it's the same basic concept of I see them do something notable all the time, and that gives them character in my brain.
Ewan, a girl said Hawk Tour, and she's famous.
We're doing this. I can't believe we're talking about Hawk Tour on the podcast.
I'm just saying, man.
Well, I'm so glad you brought
That's
it up, though, because
the
I
level
was forgetting about it because I was pushing it in my head. But like, the Hawk Tour thing is one of the most reprehensible things in culture to me. Like, I remember when that first happened. Like, funny clip. And then it's like,
funny clip,
bro,
yeah.
the Hawk to a
That's
Girl
it.
might be in a movie. And I'm like, what?
What?
And they're like, bro, the Hawk to a Girl has got a podcast. And I'm
Talk
like,
to her.
well, who cares? And it's like, the Hawk to a Girl has lost millions scamming people at crypto.
Yes.
And I'm like, all the memes about, like, how do you explain that to your wife? Sorry, honey, I lost our life savings on a crypto coin fucking faced by a woman who talks about sucking fucking cock and balls. Like she made a joke about fucking slobbering on knobs,
Bro.
and I thought she was trustworthy with fucking
My God,
$17 million.
If you went back in time and told JFK that, his head would explode before the shot. Like,
literally, bro. Like you go back to the Great Depression and you tell them about the crypto situation, and they're like, "What are you talking about?"
yeah,
Like, bro,
what do you mean?
the fucking stock market's on fire because like tariffs are too high.
That's cool, but do you have any
You
work
gave
for me and Lenny?
cocksucker lady $17 million
Bro.
for a bit of paper that says it's worth $17 million. Like, like the psychic damage is coming back. Like, it's insane. It's fucking
It is
mentalist.
wild. It's crazy.
And, you know, what about us?
What was?
I mean, we want to be famous. Everyone wants to be famous.
Why not, man?
I want people to be listening to this. But I mean, we did this first and foremost because it's a hobby. And some of these famous
Yeah,
people,
man.
especially YouTubers, they're a bit in the middle. You know, sort of before iPhone proliferation, TikTok, but after, like, you know, internet era.
Yeah.
Internet famous people are fascinating because, you know,
True.
a lot of them are just hobbyists
Just
that leverage
guys and
it
gals.
into finance.
Yeah.
And then just how did that affect them?
Mm-hmm.
In the case of people who are in Minecraft, I guess becoming paedophiles.
Seems like a shocking
Seems
amount
like,
of them decided
what
to
a
do that.
shame. But I mean, you get
Strange.
people like fucking YouTubers that I've known for years who've just been at it, and they clearly are happy with what they're doing, and they want to do it because, yep, I'm being seen by a lot of people. And I'm making money. That seems like a healthy turnover. They are also absolutely just the worst victims of parasocial shit in the world, like especially YouTubers, because at least with celebrities, right? And this will actually come back. I'm gonna come back to this.
Okay.
This.
We're linking it in.
Celebrities, they're on the TV, they're on award shows. I'm never going there.
No, I'm never seeing that.
I'm never being anywhere near them.
I'm
They're
never meeting that
entities.
person. Yeah.
See a YouTuber, they're just in their house. I also live in a house.
Yeah. I could see them in the street.
I also own like a Sony camera. I could do that. So that's a fascinating turn of it. But I now want to go back to what I put my pin in, because that's an amazing point, because it really grabs what you started this whole thing with. You know, why are we throwing fucking death threats at Ariana Grande instead of their ego? It's because these people are as unknowable as they are knowable. They are the face of everything, and they are relatable in the ways that like they've let us. But they're also, we feel comfortable treating them as like subhuman because like they just do not live a fucking life like us.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to use my words because that implies like I'm believing that. Obviously, no, they're real humans, but like, you know, we are never going to go to the Oscars.
Yeah,
we're never going to get an Oscar. So if I see, maybe I assume these people are like, well,
I'll never afford the coat Ariana Grande's wearing.
What is Ariana Grande? I mean, obviously she is going to feel bad about it, as she should. But these people are probably like, well, what's it going to mean to Ariana Grande? She makes $17 billion and makes songs all the time.
Yeah. But if someone told you to kill yourself, like, it would feel bad.
Exactly. Like, because I'm a real person. It matters to me. These people aren't real. They're famous. Fame is a result of parasociality, and yet the consequences are of the reverse sense.
Right.
You've become famous because you're so cool and noble and great and interesting and all that. But then once you reach that level of fame, there is levels to fame, I think. Or back in the day, there was levels to fame, and nowadays I think fame is a spectrum. No, it's not. Fame is like a fucking tree roots. There's so many different branches and they go off in different ways.
Right.
Here's a YouTuber. He makes he's Mr. Beast. He makes $1 billion. But like everybody hates him because he's a weirdo. But here's like a YouTuber who's got like 1 million followers and his income's that decent and he's nice.
But no one really knows him.
But no one really knows him. You know, he's not going to be on fucking Conan O'Brien.
Aye.
And then you've got like here's like an Oscar award winning celebrity who makes $17 million a year and like is the coolest fucking person in the world. And here's like a singer who is like made a bunch of really cool songs and then has weird parties where he gets oiled up and like fucking has 17 million oil.
What the fuck?
It's just a weird word.
What?
And then, you know, famous people, obviously the fame machine's also obviously always cycling. I wonder if people have this vision in their head of fame as one big unilateral thing.
Right.
Like, you know, the Diddy parties are like a weird thing.
Yeah.
So famous people are weird.
Right.
But I'm like, well, Tom Hanks isn't going to a Diddy party. Do you know?
That's true. We might know. I don't know.
Okay,
release the list.
Stephen Hawking was a partner on the island, so like,
there you go.
But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I wonder, people, I think, just like
Peter Capaldi was not at the Diddy party.
Peter Capaldi was not at the Diddy party. That man is a loving father and grandfather.
Yes, exactly.
He was doing cool things.
So he's fine.
But parasocial, I'll come back for him, even though he doesn't know me.
There you go.
Well, didn't meet him.
Listen.
So, you know, but I mean that is actually a funny thing to remark upon. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, first off, yeah, I mean wanting to summarise, because what we've said is we're kind of
Yeah,
restructuring.
we're getting to the end here.
Because, yeah, well, what we're saying is relating back to what we have already said, which is like, fame is unique to the person, but fame as a concept feels unilateral to us, I think.
Well, because we can all understand what that is.
Yeah, we can understand, like, what that
Sure, we all
fame
have
is.
a different, like, vision, like, definition-wise. Fame
Well,
may be different person to
and
person.
you can get famous in different ways,
Mhm.
but I think there is a threshold.
Mhm.
I don't know what exactly quantifies it, but there's a threshold where it becomes a separate thing.
Yeah.
Like that, I say
like,
that threshold
yeah.
where you become unknowable and
Right.
separate enough. And I think that's also personal as well,
Right.
because you can also still tell YouTubers to kill themselves.
True.
You can still go to that fucking a million subscriber guy who is not going to be on Stephen Colbert and say, I think your nose is fucked and also you're gay and I hate that. And it's like, that also just comes from the innate cruelty of humanity.
Facts, bro.
Which I think is a subject that we're maybe are not experienced enough to.
We're ill-equipped. We're definitely ill-equipped, June.
I think, you know, philosophers for years have been unable to cover the breadth of the cruelty innate in humanity, you know.
Or the humanity.
We're living in an actually crueler world these days. Hostility is a lot more rampant.
Well, that's
because
like, yes, we are at the same time oxymoron. We're at the best time and the worst time.
Yeah, best time, the worst time.
But I think that's always individual. Like, that's how people in the 80s felt, probably. I don't know.
Probably, yeah. I think, you know, it's just faster for everything. Everything's so
Yeah.
I'm not saying social media is the root of everything, but obviously it was a big proponent.
Well, it's definitely
Everything's-
like an advent, like you're saying, it accelerates everything.
Yeah.
Like, I know what happened in Iran right now if I
Yeah.
want to. Like, I can just find out.
I'm laughing at. There's something about like a lot of my Graham is he's aware
Bro.
of Iran right now. I'm like, bro, Graham, mate, what's the situation in Iran?
I'll get
Probably
back
bad. Like,
Maybe, I don't know.
but no, but aye, that is it. And I mean, obviously, social media isn't inherently bad in that sense. Like, up to date news is great, but like
Yeah.
everybody having a voice all the time, including the bad people. But then
it's like up to date news. You're saying, like, it doesn't matter who gets there, it's just who gets there first. And
Well,
they might
yeah.
not be right. They might
and
have the
also
wrong
these people
information.
and how they deal with it. I mean, bad people have now got a lot more of a platform than they used to, and they can. There's new ways to manipulate things now.
Yes. I mean, I noticed that myself. Like, how I'm perhaps being manipulated in certain ways, or how that being shown, whatever it is, like for instance TikTok was being shown, whatever, how that could lead someone somewhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, literally. Like, it's a lot easier now to sort of hone in on people and feed them specific avenues, and, you know, like, we're fucking all the way back to like Gamergate and everything. Like, we've been doing horrible things like this for a while. I mean, not just before social media, but it's just so much more loud and all the time now, and it's just bouncing off one another. And these things are getting traction because, you know, they're finding their foot with certain people, but they're also like. You know, they're appealing to people's worst instincts, and because like I'm getting fucking 100 Joe Rogan episodes a week talking about how vaccines aren't the deal and like fucking immigrants are the worst problem in the world. Like these people obviously existed back in the day, but it's just I keep saying it, but yeah, it's just everything's all the time now.
Yeah.
So it's hard to disconnect, and as a result, you know, people are
Or even to hold strong. Like, some of the people that are like that are opposed to maybe the things you've just said.
yeah,
if you hear it enough,
you get a deluge of it. This is going to sound fucking pretentious as all shit, but people really fucking were surprisingly resonant with Andor, Star Wars Andor, because
the Andor.
well, Tony Gilroy decided to have a character just look into the camera and go, man, the whole thing with Trump's bad, innit? No, not quite like that, but like everything with Nemec, the guy from the heist, but you know, the episodes like 4, 5, 6,
Right.
they got the planet and the dam.
Right,
The heist.
And the heist of them.
He's going over his manifesto constantly because he's like, no, I'm a proper revolutionary.
He believes
and he
it.
says a bunch of shit that's like exceptionally pertinent.
Right.
Like there's just they just overwhelm you with like bad things happen because the real bad people, the proper villains of the world, they overwhelm you with atrocity after atrocity and shit to just you can't keep up.
Aye.
Like and that's obviously it's different. Like I'm not saying a guy on YouTube saying kill yourself is the same as like what they're doing to the people of Palestine, for example. But it's the same fundamental concept that if these people are just so awful and they just noise keeps happening constantly, you just can't keep up and you can't parse it properly. And then other people who slowly join the sphere, they start to see things in certain ways. Like kids and impressionable adults that are coming online and they're seeing 100,000 Joe Rogan episodes about these things, where he's just spouting out unfactuated bullshit, and he's like, well, okay, this guy's seems to have a public personality and he's talking, so maybe he's got a point and whatever. The Tate brothers, like all this alpha male shit, and they're also there at the same time. They're appealing to certain things, like the Tate brothers are horrible because they appeal to like fucking the natural like loneliness of younger boys and that. They're like, oh, women don't like you because women are the worst, and that's been happening for fucking ever. Again, Gamergate was like fucking years ago. I don't even know how long ago, far too long ago at this point.
I think it was 2012 or something.
It was literally like 2012 or something, which is fucking awful to think about. So yeah, it's bad people manipulating base instincts to create cultures where these things are okay to their benefit.
Yeah.
But that just naturally creates hostile people, and then we're talking about that minute hostile people. There's always going to be someone going to the comment section saying like "fuck you, kill yourself," your nose, because
unavoidable.
Some people are just evil. Social media and the internet has gave them more of a voice though, because they can just go there and do that.
You can see that.
But also, like the current modern climate, I think is a bit different because it's just all happening all the time now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Back in the day, like
I would have to have sent you a letter.
I was gonna say, I have to write a letter to Star Trek magazine, being like, I think that you had a black person in it, and that was really bad. And then the Star Trek people go, fucking stupid. Like, fuck that. Meanwhile, these days on Twitter, you can just go say that unopposed.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you maybe get blocked to that, although. Again, like right now with Twitter, Elon Musk is like, maybe blocking is a bad thing. Maybe I'll just let people say anti-Semitic stuff because I'm a fucking dickhead. But even before that, it just there was still a lot more time where you could just very publicly go, hey, by the way, they put a woman in Star Wars. That fucking sucks. And then eventually, like it also, I will say, there's not enough people working with that in the positions of power. Disney aren't exactly the bastion of diversity. Disney have long been have told off for like, hey, you're not doing anything to fucking protect like the people who work for you that are getting abused.
Right.
Like I know boohoo famous actors, but like like Daisy Ridley, Kelly Tran, John Boyega, like they're not getting any fucking protection. Disney aren't doing anything. They're barely. I mean, I guess maybe they don't have certain powers on Twitter. Like Disney can block a guy on Twitter. You still see their post unless you block them. Now, obviously, would giving Disney the power to delete someone else's comments be good? Probably not.
Probably not.
But like you see what I'm saying though, that like there's sometimes where they can't do anything. There's also sometimes where they just won't do anything. Like Disney should probably like. I mean, I know they shouldn't be held responsible for everything, but like there's levels where they should be like, hey, like Kelly Tran is getting the worst racist abuse possible.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, that fucking sucks. So if I'm going on a thread, I'm like, right, okay, well, the clear pervading message is negative. All these little people in the comments are saying bad things, but that's in counter to the clear pervading message. To me, that's how it looks. When you think about the top, especially with social media, but like comments,
headline.
You think about the headline and then the afters. If I just go on Twitter and say I liked Star Wars: Last Jedi, and someone replies to me saying like, "Fuck you, you're a stupid dick, and I hate you and hope you die because there's a woman in it," like those two things are given equal value. Unfortunately, there's nothing to distinguish them other than our personal relationship to them.
Right.
But like if Disney TM, like. The Disney Corporation, Star Wars TM, were like, hey, racism's bad, by the way. People are going to have to pay attention to that a bit more because like, that's like, okay, well, that's like the official Disney Twitter account. It's got fucking 700,000 likes. Like, it's straight for the fucking source.
True.
I'm not saying everybody, famous people tweeting about things would solve issues. We know that's not true. I just,
and there's obviously like external factors, even within that scenario. Like, Disney have shareholders. And then if you're an actor doing it, you have a career to protect, perhaps.
Like, that is true. A lot of people are scared to say certain things because of that. And that links back to the actor machine we told you, about people creating personal personalities. Certain people who just don't, I really admire Chappelle Roan for just like being seemingly unilaterally herself in the face of all this. Not that some people aren't, but she is so fundamentally committed to that she's now actually starting to bumping heads with people.
I'd rather you be authentic and then me not like you personally.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen this movie, Wicked, even though I don't agree with Ariana Grande's actions or like her personally right now. Yeah. But I've appreciated her art because it's good. And I like her songs. And not that she's perfect. I'm sure she's got a bunch of fucking product tie-ins, a bunch of inauthentic stuff about her. But probably. I mean, first off, she's not done anything overtly badly illegal. She's not a predator or something. Stuff like that. Yeah. It's like, okay, cool. We can dismiss the actor just being a criminal side of things. Yeah. At that point, it's just like, all right, cool. Maybe, sometimes you'll just do shit for like you do a product placement that seems stupid, but you're still like that. It's what's the word, like reciprocal force. Right. Like, Ariana Grande doing I'm not saying she's done this, but if she'd done like a fucking Dr. Pepper sponsorship and it was like, I'm Ariana Grande and I love drinking Dr. Pepper. Right. And it's gonna be like it was about like fucking just corporate nonsense. But that doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, you should die. Like, oh, I'm really sorry to say. Yeah.
you should be dead for
Like,
that.
Actually, I just really like Coca-Cola, so I can't have that.
Like, it's not how that should be happening, I think.
Yeah.
That's reciprocal
Definitely
forces.
not.
And yeah, it's these fundamental tenets of the celebrity machine, as they've been outlined from time immemorial,
Yes.
are now, there's so many ways to become famous and to interact with being famous. I guess it's something social media. I leaned on that. Like,
Yeah.
the fact that I can put a comment on an Ariana Grande,
They might see it.
you know, like back in the day before YouTube comments, like me being on the outside of a fucking TV, like I'm sitting at home on my screen watching an interview and I'm shouting, Ariana Grande, you should kill yourself. Like, no one's gonna hear that.
You could send a letter to a fan club, which she probably isn't even in contact with.
Yeah,
like that.
And I'm not saying she's reading all the YouTube comments either, but mass is a thing. Like, first off, you'd want to check these. People check these things. If you're doing
human nature,
here's
I think,
the variety interview, here's the big variety interview.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
she's asking our PR team, what's the response?
What are people saying?
Aye, what
and it's like, okay, and there's 1,700 comments by like people with a very clearly AI generated name saying to kill yourself.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, that still sucks that there's a fucking million comments saying I should kill myself. That fucking.
How many positive? 300. Cool. Great.
Yeah.
Aye, thanks.
Like, she's not gonna, as you say, back in the day, she'll maybe like get fan notes. Again, parsing as well. Back in the day, people are gonna be like, all right, well, this is a fan letter that says Ariana is stinky. We don't need to read all that. Like, we don't need to go through this.
Sure.
Nowadays, there's just a brick wall of fucking tweets.
Aye, yeah.
A brick wall of YouTube comments that's like impossible to avoid.
And it's a picture of Goku. Like, it's not even someone's face.
Someone's done an ASCII picture of a cock and balls.
Yeah, like, it's not even a human being.
So yeah, it's so
fucked.
It's so fucked. It's everything everywhere all at once. Not the movie.
Not in the good way.
Not in the good way. Not the Oscar award winning movie. And I think what you've raised is a really fascinating comment, and it's nice.
Thank you.
You know, you've actually.
It's nice for me to get a win there. Yeah, thank you.
Against me,
to say something smart for once.
Overwhelming deluge of me. No, you say a lot of smart things. Give yourself some fucking credit.
Okay.
We've always made clear that you have smart thoughts and you do say smart things. I'm just really articulate.
Fair, yeah.
Or I think
You're
I'm
good at
articulate. Sometimes I listen back to these and I'm like, what the fuck am I talking about?
Bro, what?
Well, I'm just saying fucking words here because I want people to think I'm smart. I said this again the other day, guys. I was listening to our Last Jedi episode the other day, and for the better part of that, it's a nightmare. I'm just steamrolling it. I'm just like, literally, like, I'm not trying to make you like it, but you're a dumb idiot for not liking it.
Yeah.
But right at the end, I had this sudden moment of really
it realizes
clarity of like, oh, by the way, Graham, you also don't need to like this, and not all these things apply to you, and maybe I'm overzealous, and it's like, oh, okay, fucking. You woke back up, like you fucking came out of the autistic Star Wars ramble and locked back in. No, what you said, because it's what's really good about what you said today was articulated stuff. I think that's something that I think doesn't always happen because I'm always very verbose. It's very rarely that like very rarely do we speak one thing that the other one is like, oh shit, no, I thought that, I just never thought it that way.
Right.
Maybe one of us will say something that will convince someone of something, but you essentially said something that I've always felt but never actually been able to say.
Right, okay, yeah.
Because and I also don't want to pity. Ariana Grande is going to make a lot of money and be very safe.
Yes.
But it's about the culture, it's about the environment we surround ourselves in. People just aren't nice anymore, or maybe they were never nice. Empathy is such a bizarre emotion. Just don't be awful and cruel. It hurts sometimes to exist in that online and culture and environment. Like to be in a world where you go online and it's just.
Well, like immediately after the Game Awards, I was like, oh man, I'm so high, it was fantastic, right? And then I go on Twitter the next day and it's like, why is The Witcher 4 girl boss? Like, why do we do this?
Like oh, there's a woman in Witcher. I'm like, just play Witcher 1, 2, 3.
Like,
like the woke.
Have you read the books? I don't know. Like
Jeff Keighley's Dead Arrival. Like,
bro.
And I'm like, guys, some people shouldn't be allowed.
I just wanted to. I was like, oh man, I'm going to Twitter. Everyone will be like, oh, it's really cool, and it just wasn't that.
And it's also, it's about the ways that these things are being hostile. Because, as you said, like we're allowed to also not like things.
Like, if you don't want to like The Witcher 4, that's your prerogative.
I think
I can disagree with the reason.
You have to come up here and be like, to get as much vocal landscape as I do, to get as much value on the current media landscape. For me, going, I think The Witcher 4 looks cool.
Yeah.
I think the women should kill themselves and women shouldn't be in media. Like, those things aren't equal.
No.
The second guy should be in a pit.
Yeah.
The internet treats it as equal.
Yeah.
So it's upsetting because it's a bit like, bro, this is, I mean, it ties back to me with the Last Jedi shit. So and I get incensed because I'm autistic and I'm naturally just getting into little fights and I'm a natural little fucking knob about everything. But back at my core, that's how it was back then. It was always a bit like, I just want to go in and talk about how cool this is. If you don't like it, that's fine. You're allowed to not like it. I mean, maybe we need to rethink a relationship with also just not liking things. That's my problem
Right.
more than yours, definitely.
Right.
Because sometimes I'll be a bit like, oh, well, I don't like it because of this. And I'm like, well, I can talk you out of not liking it. Come on now. Sometimes in our relationship. But that, it still should be fine. I don't like Last Jedi because I don't really like how they did look. Okay, that's fine. I don't need to talk to you, but that's an opinion that doesn't really do much negative. But then to me, to be held to the same account of, oh, by the way, there's a woman with pink hair in that movie and women shouldn't be alive.
Bad.
And I'm like, I don't like that, I don't agree with that. And I'm being fed that as much as I'm being fed the things I want to hear, or the people that might agree with me, or the people that might disagree with me but not be dicks about it. All these things are given equal value and they just shouldn't be.
And it's all confusing.
Because, Graham, everything is happening all the time, all at once.
It is, yes. It is.
Which is a nightmare.
It's too much.
It's a nightmare.
Oh my God.
But I think talking about it's healthy.
Of course, like, how else would we change our perspectives or our opinions on things if we don't voice them and then kind of work it through?
I a lot of people will, you know, alternate perspectives really do you good in a lot of ways.
I say I'm maybe perhaps individual in this aspect that I'm very self-aware and I can go through that metamorphosis that I spoke of.
You're very you're like, in a lot of ways you're the idealized modern human. I think if you combined us, like, that was a really
man.
You are the ultimate life form. You are Adam Warlock. You are the perfect human. I think if you combined a lot of aspects of us, because I think one thing where I'm really healthy is that I have a lot of like.
Man, are we like Marika and Radigan?
Yes. Do you know what? That's it. What I was going to say wasn't even relevant. You literally, if you combined us, you'd get the golden order. No, because the golden order's bad, Graham.
Yeah, no.
We're ranny truthers here.
Damn it.
No, but you like, you're so have your opinions, but your opinions aren't founded on like just innate horror.
I'm not like I'll stand on the opinion on business if I believe it's right, but I'm not opposed to it being changed.
Yeah, but as I say, your business also isn't like
I'm gonna kill you.
You're gonna kill you. There's a woman that I hate women. Like, I hate race. I hate gender. I hate religion. Man. You're just like, I don't know. I don't really get it. I don't really feel it.
Facts, bro.
But also, if you're also. I feel like if you had any of those, maybe I'm not saying you have like fucking secret racism. I know we joke about Gravy being a racist. He's not a racist.
I'm not a racist.
But like, I feel like if you ever had like a thought that leaned on that, you would be smart enough to also just be like, to process it like a healthy human being, and to be like, okay, that's probably wrong, and like, I'm gonna like look at myself and grow. You're not gonna be like, I've had a racist thought. Time to go on Twitter and tell people about how cool racism is.
When we start having thought police, it's the end, really. Like, it's truly over.
Like, normal human beings will just go like, oh, that was not a nice thought.
Yeah, that's weird.
Let's not think about that.
No, don't like that.
And it's like, you're not so fucking brain pilled, which I sometimes worry that I am, but at least when I'm tweeting stuff, it's woke and liberal.
You're at least on that side.
Yeah,
you're not.
I'm
like
on what
advocating
feels more
camps,
like the right side. Yeah, like I try not. I don't want to be like a liberal elitist, but obviously, again, like when one side's like, being gay is alright, and the other side is like, we should gas everybody who's not us. And I it's a bit like, right, we can't really. This isn't the centrist thing here. We can't really be. There's a one side. So I'm at least on the side that feels better.
Yeah.
But I still worry that I can be a bit like shouting, a bit judging. Maybe it comes to just being too passionate about things that not that I shouldn't be passionate about them. But, you should tell yourself. My relationship to Star Wars is still unhealthy. I think it's a lot better because I've been humbled by having things that I don't like. I know that sounds weird,
right?
But now that I can be a bit like,
Mando sucks now.
Yeah, like, okay, now, do you know what? I've been so obsessed with Star Wars that everything was like perfect to me. So when people were telling me anything was wrong with it, and then those people were given this again, I go into Twitter, right, and I'm like, okay, Last Jedi was great, it was amazing, and then someone's like, I don't like it.
It's the anniversary.
Fucking every day of every year. I will bet them now. See the 10th anniversary, bro. I'm fucking out at the cinemas with a fucking knife. They're taking me down. Alright, so I'm going to Twitter and I'm like, Last Jedi was really good, and then 3 people all at once go, I didn't like it, but 2 of them are like, I didn't like it because there was a woman in it, right. And one of them goes, I didn't like it because Luke Skywalker's like story wasn't really particularly like
that one. That's how it should go. Sure, we can talk. The other 2 again.
I don't agree with all of them.
Yes,
but it's used 2 people are shouting really loud, awful things, unfortunately, these things all get sort of mushed together in my head. Which is my own fault. I admitted this in the last Jedi episode that I'm too not all negative is negative, but it's just the consequence of how things have become. Too much noise, too much. Like I keep saying the same thing again and again because I really passionately believe, like if there's any problem with social media, it's that you just are given too much all the time, and it's all given the same value. And it's just it shouldn't be. It's really interesting. What's Blue Sky? You've been on Blue Sky. You've been on Blue Sky. You've been on Blue Sky.
I have a Blue Sky. I'm not really on it, to be honest, because I saw that there was like sus things happening on it, but that could
Has there been
be
some weirdo stuff?
yeah, that could be just the Twitter people saying that.
What do you know?
So I don't really
Twitter
know.
really fucking hates Blue Sky.
Aye, but they were saying like there was like some child trafficking sort of shit happening.
Oh well, in fairness, there's child trafficking happening everywhere at this point.
I
You know, Hillary
it's still
Clinton's
on
going to have a
Roblox.
fucking pizza
Like,
party, like
aye.
allegedly.
So,
you know,
but I've
I
never,
say
I've not
allegedly,
been
I
on
don't
it.
believe that, but
Well, I would say I don't really feel the need to be on it as much because my Twitter feed is quite diverse. Like I get both sides of these things. Like there is some people on there that you could maybe say or have a tash and wearing a red band on their arm, but there's definitely not that in my feed as well. There's also the other side.
Yeah.
So I feel like I get a good mix, and I feel confident enough in myself to discern what would be
Plus,
good
if
or not.
you're wise, you can obviously control your feeds. Like you're smart. The personal side of social media is obviously a bit like I can block people. If you're like in a card carrying like fucking National Socialist Party of Germany character, I can just go, okay, well, bye.
Goodbye.
Like you're out.
Yeah.
I brought up Blue Sky because it's just fascinating to watch that grow.
Right.
Like, Blue Sky's like a new social media at this point. I mean, it's Twitter obviously, but like it's very. There's not really that many people on it. You know, I'm going on my Blue Sky, and it's just like 5 or 6 people talking about like I watched the Mets game and I really like Star Wars.
Bro, the Mets game.
And then another guy's like, I actually didn't like this episode of Skeleton Crew. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, this is great. This is amazing. Oh my god. Like,
wait.
I'm not being driven insane.
Yeah.
I'm not going into the comments and there's like 17 ads for AI stuff and fucking 15 AI generated replies. Do you ever go into discussing films reply posts and the first 10 replies are from verified accounts being like, this movie looks like it will do very well and Keanu Reeves will give a really great performance that will define the cinema genre.
I have not seen these.
And then it's like, okay! Question mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
I've not seen these.
It's everywhere all the time.
That's insane, man.
AI is everywhere. That's another problem for another day. We've not got enough time to unpack that.
We've got too many issues to deal with.
But it's fun to be on Blue Sky and just see how that shakes out. I mean, I'm sure it'll become bad down the line as all social medias and everything will do, unless it's
the nature of it, I guess.
Unless it's just so thoroughly controlled. You know, we've been given as long as we take the control of our own feeds and just know who to block and who to not acknowledge. I guess the biggest thing is engagement farming is how money is made these days. So a lot of problem people like.
You need like a truly non-profit, and that's hard to do, I guess. To run that, like the servers and all that stuff.
To just have the knowledge to quench these things at their earliest points. These truly bad people who are just doing horrible things. Like, obviously, they would not, like Andrew Tate and like fucking, like the bad Joe Rogans and that, they wouldn't do anywhere near as well as they did if we just didn't give them any attention. Not that, obviously we can't like ignore them, but they thrive off the attention, good or bad or anything. So like watching Blue Sky start at the bottom, if we just know now to be like, right, like block the people who I just don't want to talk to because they're just like, or mute the people who are like, I don't do anything for me and are just being bad, or like just choose not to talk to people who I just don't want to talk to. Like if you're telling me I don't like Last Jedi for a bunch of reasons that aren't bad, but I just don't agree with them, I also just don't need to talk to you about it. It's good to share.
You can exist over there.
Well, exactly. Even I also don't need to actively engage. Like you're allowed to exist in that space. We just don't need to do anything together. We don't need to bump our heads together and create a negative energy. I can just let you go over there and do that, and I can be over here doing my thing, and that's just how it can be.
Yeah.
So like if that's how it is, and we just make sure to trim the branches ourselves, and these places, social media at least, they give us the tools to sort of handle that, and they are proactive enough to keep an eye on it. But the money, Graham.
The money, bro. They need the money.
With the money, Graham. So that's the root of all evil.
It actually just is. Like I think that's in the Bible. Actually, that one. Probably.
that's where we'll end it. We can just stop it right now. Like money's the root of all evil.
Fine with that.
Although to be fair, I mean it's not a downer. It's it's just a truth in the world.
I'd watch that video, the leftist cooks video. I'd watch that.
The one, sorry, who was it back again?
The leftist cooks. I think that's it. I don't know.
I'm sure.
See if you type in Neil Gaiman, it'll probably turn up.
Neil Gaiman.
It'll probably turn up. Yeah.
Yeah. God, you must feel.
You might understand it.
You must get a fucking feel about Neil Gaiman because you've been a Neil Gaiman ride or die, and it's
that's just so true.
But then you're probably one of the ones who I know who are quite like divorce artists or art type things. So.
Well, yeah, like I was obviously happy to be like before it, I would be like, yo, Neil Gaiman is a cool individual, and he also makes cool art. Now it's just like he made cool art.
Yeah, he did do something cool at least. It's a shame he's a cunt, but like I don't want to keep going.
Well, I mean, really again, you could even defend it. Like you'd also like it can't obviously be like charged. Like I don't think it can be put in jail or like given the guilty sentence to these claims. I don't know if it can. So
I think
you
if
could
it's enough to be an investigation and an investigation like passes
Right.
type stuff, I think everything, because what he's been accused of, I think would constitute a crime.
yeah, definitely aye.
Definitely, but it's just how they get like preceded and if
Aye.
evidence is found and all that.
But I'm saying like there's probably still people out there that will say, I mean, obviously I believe in innocent until proven guilty, but there is no smoke without fire, sort of
Well,
thing.
yeah, I
Like,
lean more towards that. I think like
aye.
traditionally, like to make maybe one last side point about famous people as a consequence of their power and being so unknowable do
And
tend to get away with
loads
a
of
lot.
money.
So
Definitely, yeah.
I don't believe in innocent until proven guilty, but I also don't believe in. I'm also a bit like guilty until proven guilty. Like I'm there's something. I'm
That's a
leaning more
tight
to
line.
smoke. There's no smoke without fire. Actually,
Yeah.
there's clearly something worth going here because there's enough things. where
If
it's
there
like,
was
there's
two
concrete-
people said it, cool. I think there's 6
yeah.
claims
There's
or
like a
whatever
number
it
of
is.
people,
Yeah.
and they have believable enough stories, so we should investigate them.
Mm.
If it turns out they're all lying, there you go.
There you
But
go.
like,
Cool.
there's obviously something worth looking at there.
Aye. Yeah.
I was going to just my last little thing was with Neil Gaiman, one that's interesting because I don't see with people like the situation with Neil Gaiman. I compare it to J.K. Rowling because
Right.
it's like how's that work in the works? Like
Right.
I've not obviously read all Neil Gaiman's works, so it's not like he doesn't fucking endorse sexual violence in one of his works. But
No.
J.K.
I mean, he
Rowling's-
deals with that subject matter.
yeah, of course.
But-
Well, I'm sure he obviously is like against it.
Yeah. Aye.
You know.
He's never once been like rape's good.
Yeah,
Thanks.
like cool. Being
Thanks for coming to my TED
excellent,
Talk.
okay. But like when I think about Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling, J.K. Rowling's doing and saying horrible things, and I read her books, and her books kind of also do occasionally say horrible things.
Man,
I'm not
in that
saying-
video, they actually call it out, so that's funny.
Good,
They're
excellent.
like, oh man, I called it. She was shite for all this.
I always call attention to that by a guy called Sean. I've brought it up multiple times, but it's just Deacon Powers like, yeah, J.K. Rowling's terrible, but even if we just ignore her, Harry Potter like endorses like slavery and uses like horrible tropes about how really there's only ever bad masters, not bad, not slavery being bad, and if a slave wasn't a slave, they would just be weirdo drunks,
Right.
That's horrible. All of the banks are run by people who look suspicious like those nasty little Jewish men, like and it's like, Jakey, why would you do that? Why would you be like, do you know whose depiction was great here? The National Socialist Party of Germany. And even if she's just using these, like, you can't use things without context. Why would she choose to use like really outdated, like racist opinions about slaves and really horrid depictions of Jewish people? Like, either you believe them or you're so fundamentally stupid that you can't say that it's bad to do that. And then the messages of Harry Potter, like, challenge the status quo up to a point, but actually the status quo is fine, don't change anything. Trust police, actually, because the police are quite cool and everyone should want to be the police. Stuff like that. And that's
Right.
her overt sort of, like, labourist politics. There's a lot of shit to there. Sean goes into it.
Right.
So, like, I'm like, I can't divorce author and artist there because the art is also really bad.
Right.
Whereas, like, with Neil Gaiman, it's about, like,
The art's
if-
pretty fucking good, guys.
if
I'm not gonna lie
if
to
he
you.
does things that are at least fine and understandable and not fucking accurately, like, pushing for horrible things,
Yeah.
then, like, okay, maybe I can at least accept the art as it is and condemn Neil Gaiman. And obviously, if he's found to be guilty and all that, yep, that's horrid. But at least, at least Sandman was good.
Yes.
I can at least maybe, I'm not going to actively go out and run through the streets being like, oh, guys, Sandman was good though.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be like, well, okay, I wouldn't feel bad about rereading Sandman even if Neil Gaiman was found guilty.
Yes.
I'm never
Aye.
going to fucking reread Harry Potter at this point. I don't want anything to do with that. Like, honest to God. There's my final point, Graham.
That's it, man.
Fucking,
Leaving it there.
Well, I'll leave it there. I could go forever. You know me.
We could, man. We got a wee rhythm.
We're
We're ready for part 2 right now.
Bro, this is why we do. Bro, part 2 will be at 11 a.m. 11 p.m. tonight
Yes.
after we watched Craven the Hunter,
We'll be here, seated.
which I can't divorce artists from that.
Damn
maybe,
it.
maybe Craven the Hunter is a movie, but it's alright to tell the people who made it to die.
We finally found it.
No, obviously not, guys.
No,
Absolutely
come
not.
on,
But
come on, come on now.
well, yeah, there's your nice final hopeful point. Be good, guys.
Be good.
Don't
Be nice to each
be
other.
empathetic. Don't be horrid.
That's
Have disagreements, but be sensible about it.
Yes, come on. What happened
Obviously-
to discussion?
A lot of these people will be fine at the end of the day, but what does
true.
it say about us and about our culture?
Aye, if we're okay
You're-
doing that.
Poisoning
Yeah.
your soul.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Your dark soul. Oh.
You might go hollow.
Oh no. Don't you dare go hollow.
Don't go hollow, guys.
Man, that's a topic for another day. Don't you dare go hollow. That's a fun wee thing.
But the Dark Souls episode, or specifically going hollow?
No, that they said that, like, I think it was maybe on like the Reddit, like, because like I guess the Dark Souls Reddit's like rife with like people literally fighting depression. So they say to them, like, don't you dare go hollow, because
yeah.
if you go hollow, like,
Yeah, and that's quite powerful. I like when people
Anyway.
fucking do shit like that. They like to their games and they get strength fit. They like to their
Yes.
celebrities and get strength
Dark
fit.
Souls particularly.
If you're a celebrity, be a good celebrity.
Yes, be one of the good ones. Thank you.
Be yourself, be authentic. Sorry for the bad people.
That's what it is, isn't it?
And if you're a bad person, stop it.
Stop it, you mean Nabo Beanie.
I'm gonna
Aye,
get
aye,
you.
ora.
Oh, I'm gonna rough and tumble you, you rapscallion.
We're getting a look from the producer, she's
I was
going to
gonna
kill
say,
us.
the producer did text me a gift of a guy saying wrap it up,
So that's what we'll do.
but they can't silence us. Do you know what I mean?
Keep going.
We're the voice of the revolution
Come on.
at this point. No, we're
Viva la revolution.
We're good. We have to go get food. And we have to prepare for Sony's Craven the Hunter.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Which we'll probably talk about soon with you guys. We'll
Yes.
be back at some point. We'll do Sony wrap up. We'll do 2024 wrap up.
Oh, man, excited for
I'm
that.
excited for that one. Yep. Yeah, I think that's it.
There you go, people.
Go see Wicked, I guess. If
Go
you still
see it,
can. It's
yes.
very good. We really lost the topic on that one. Yeah, I love you all dearly.
Yes.
Have a lovely night, Graham.
You too.
We'll be having that together anyway, and have a lovely night, everyone else listening.
Thank you.
Whoever's out there, Anita.
Ooh. On the spaceways.
The spaceways, you know. Back in the void, guys. Speaking to you from the void. Mwah.
Scenes is a fan-created podcast. We have no affiliation with any of the brand studios or properties mentioned. All views are our own.
Produced and edited by my partner, Rebecca. Music is provided by Epidemic Sound, and the cover artwork was commissioned by Rhiannon Kagoe on Twitter or Instagram.